we're watching it in chronological order. So
Yeah.
We watched a couple of episodes, then the movie, then like 3 more.
Yeah, it was kind of random. It's like, oh, this is first season, this is third season, and then this is the movie. You're like, whoa.
They've honestly, they did it in a weird way.
Yeah.
But I
suppose. Oh, yes, I am.
I guess
I'm
it was
familiar with how.
Yeah, he wanted to show us random things he liked. It's like, that's cool. Let's do that. I don't mind. Anyway, let's get started. Hey, guys, thanks for joining this evening. Fantastic day. Nice and relaxing. So we're going to go over part 2 of Maj0r Lee's The Rise of Skywalker's I guess it's a defense. I don't know what to call this. Is this just him rambling on about the movie? Like, what is this? Have we lost track?
Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker ramble sounds the most accurate.
Coronavirus has entered the chat.
Yeah, thank you for that, Shay. Good to know
sorry,
you're breathing.
Water went down the wrong way. Oh, sorry, just
and you happen to tell us about that in the most vocal manner. That's excellent. Thank you, sir. Okay, so yeah, we stopped around 17 minutes. We got another 17 to go.
Joy.
Yeah, let's just do this. No, Glib, what are you doing here, buddy?
Hello.
Hey, Glib. We're doing that wonderful Maj0r Lee video you don't want to do.
Well, I might as well jump in and say hello since you're taking so long with it.
Okay, let's get starting.
Damn.
I don't really know. And at the end of the day, it's not such a bad thing that they threw an additional twist into the mix. Rey being related to the Emperor just allows for an even greater conflict for her to go up against. Yes, it was hard for her to accept that she's a nobody, but it's even harder for her to accept that she is a Palpatine.
Okay, see what's wrong with these two ideas? It's pretty obvious, but let me just spell it out. First, she has problems finding out she's X. Now she has problems finding out she's Y, and X and Y are not the same. What?
One is worse than the other.
One is nothing. One is literally nothing, and the other one is worse than I guess.
I like how people think it's a revelation that you're nothing. Like, imagine if somebody just said like, "Oh yeah, those people that are your parents, they're not actually your parents." You'd be like, well, that's I don't believe you. And then they convince you. And then you'd be like, oh, okay. I guess I don't know who I am then. But am I going to throw out all the stuff that happened before? Like I'm suddenly a different person?
Yeah. So
how does my journey to find myself, independent of my other people and where I came from, change?
Yeah, there's literally no growth of Rey as a character getting either of this information. Even if it's contradictory, it makes no difference to her.
Yeah, she doesn't care because it has nothing to. What does she really care about? Like finding her place?
Yeah, she tried to do that by going down the butthole of the dark side, and she got really lonely.
And then she decides, I'm just going to take somebody else's identity at the end because why even bother having a personality?
Yeah, why did she bother with the Skywalkers? What they have to do with anything?
What did she learn from Luke or Leia that was the important thing for her character arc? Like what made her want to take the name? Like, oh, all of a sudden I want to be, I'm Glib Smudboy now. I better have a good reason for changing my last name to Smudboy. What was it? Did you save me from alligators?
Yeah.
Like
Your Glib made a new microphone.
Yeah.
He put it on his walking stick. He's like, oh, thanks, Glib. It's really special.
Yeah, apparently watching somebody milk a giant alien cow thing is enough to inspire, and telling you that the Jedi are crap, that he is a piece of crap, is enough justification to call yourself after his name and rip him off.
I beat him up, and then I took his name. Then I took his lightsaber and buried him at his house, which is all messed up now. And then I told his neighbor that I was
related
like I
to
was
him.
friendly. Yeah.
Yeah, what was up with burying the lights? I still don't get that scene. Why did she bury lightsabers? What was the point?
It's an old Jedi trick.
Yeah.
You'd think she'd be putting them on a podium somewhere, like, hey, these are the weapons that took down Palpatine.
I guess let the past die was the lesson.
Or let the past...
Bury it if you have to.
Bury the past.
Guess I have to bury it. Okay.
Let the past sit under 3 feet of sand for the remainder of time. Also, isn't this like the most blandest fucking expression on her face right now for being told she's literally related to Space Hitler?
Well, but is it blander than her face normally is? Because it's usually always bland. If she were a food, it would be unseasoned turkey burger.
It'd just be white rice.
It'd just be pure white rice.
White rice with a
Daisy
glass
Ridley.
of water on
I
white
think
bread.
it's been
White rice
confirmed
is
that
actually
she doesn't have
good.
any acting talent. The best she gets is Ray face, which is just kind of, I suppose, a bit like this. However, her mouth is a little more open usually. Just kind of staring at.
It's you know what?
Yeah,
Daisy
she's-
Ridley's
I think she's
acting.
at her best.
Daisy Ridley's acting is
She's probably at her
legendary,
best.
right? It's legendary, but it's
Yeah,
kind of
so
legendary.
legendary
Hold on. It's legendary like nobody's ever really seen it.
They've only heard.
They've only heard it.
Apparently.
It's kind of mythical.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's
By
like
that you mean non-existent, like Zeus.
because it falls down to the bottom of the ocean.
I
Anyway,
just want to know where she got
would-
that accent. Really?
Are like Ray or Daisy Ridley?
No, Ray. Ray's. I mean, Boyega has an accent.
Yeah,
He didn't use it.
Yeah.
I thought he would because he grew up in the
Yeah,
Imperials, and they're all British, right?
yeah, isn't it funny that he's actually British? She's British,
Yeah.
but he has an American accent, even though he grew up as an Imperial.
Yeah, but he needs to be a good guy, and the Imperials are English, so you know the reason why is our accent makes him sound like a compelling villain, especially to American audiences. So yeah, he's American.
Well, it's
I'm a
true
stormtrooper,
actually.
I'm here to save ya.
Everybody knows that the English accent is evil and indicates evil, and Americans are all good. We all know that.
Rah, colonialism. Yeah, colonialism. Yeah, that's great.
we give off a firm but confident totalitarian. Evil
we never
vibe.
Unless
saw
you're Yorkshire.
a land we didn't want to take over. It's like, yeah, thanks.
Unless
Britain.
you are Yorkshire, or are you
Who
there,
are?
Mr.
What the
Monroe?
It's a the English run a properly
The
run
Yorkshires-
police state.
The
You're far
Yorkshire's like
too
the Shire
trusting,
in
you
Lord of
are.
the Rings. Just lots of green, lots of rain, just people just kind of farming and shit.
This is a highly secure
Yeah.
military base. We can't just have anyone running about.
Can you roll
And then
your
a bunch of kids
arse?
run past. And bunch of kids run past them in what is it? Good Omens at the end. But then again, that's an American base, so what can you do?
All right, bruv, my name's Finn. I'm a stormtrooper. I'm here to get you out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Don't
Nice
try and
Finn.
be more.
I'm from the
Thank
north.
you, my shiv.
From the northern part of the galaxy.
My name's Finn Snow.
Lots of planets have a north.
This is the north of the galaxy. The north remembers.
Yeah, well, you know, General Hux has that
Yeah.
old classic mustache twirling English accent too. General Hux, the rebellion will be destroyed immediately.
Just not as fast as you thought.
Was Hux just here a second? Oh God, he was just there and he left.
Why is it that we can't destroy? Why is it with all this we can't destroy one tiny cruiser?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the last
Yeah,
day
so far
of the
away.
Republic.
I must speak as if I smelt a fart.
I don't
Okay,
want
we're
you.
having a little bit too much fun here looking
Sorry,
at Daisy
my bad.
Ridley's face.
Oh, we can't have fun apparently. You know, we have to sit through this shit, but we can't have fun.
You
Well,
get to look
for
at
my-
women. It's kind
for
of
my
tight.
helmet
It's
is
cool,
not-
bro. Let's go
Fun.
surfing.
Okay, that just sounded like
Yeah.
literally a bit. So
Yeah, dude. It's fucking cool, bro. I like Star Wars. It's like, yeah, you can have a beer and just kick back and watch a movie.
3 times, right, in a row. Or was it in a row? Was it like after like a week he had a time to ponder his existence? And he came back the 3rd week. Oh, it's so good. What happens
Yeah.
at week 4? It's just like it blows his mind. Like what?
My name's Maj0r Lee. I was watching old wrestling stuff. Just as good as it used to be, dude. Pretty awesome. Tight.
Oh. Yes, Rise of Skywalker was kind of tight. He's like, okay.
It's like he's like a jock from like a late 80s movie.
That's not an unfair assessment.
He's like
I
some
agree with that.
Oh, there's someone spamming in chat.
Oh,
Oh joy.
find him and destroy him.
Who is Forgotten Games?
Doesn't
I
matter.
honestly don't care.
Forgotten Games is spamming, so you don't forget him.
Anywho, let's get going.
There's multiple accounts.
Oh,
There's
really?
also Justice Wargrave.
Yeah.
Can give Smud. You can give a couple members moderator status.
I don't know if I can do it from this interface.
No, probably just from the YouTube.
Yeah. Anyway, it's okay. We're good. Let's keep going.
Sure, this is predictable and largely uninteresting, but Ray's story is about
It's like he's admitting it's bad. It's like, thank you, Maj0r Lee.
It's uninteresting, but
Even though I'm totally not mentally interested in this thing.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's happening again.
sure.
Golden Freddy.
Sure, methamphetamine is bad for you and your teeth fall out, but you get to get really high.
But she gets to act, and it's a girl, man. Like, don't you like girls?
Yeah, dude.
even more disappointment than you expected about learning that sometimes life is shit. The problem is honestly just the way this twist was executed.
That's a very strange argument. It's like, hey, this is crap, and it teaches you that life is crap. You're like, what?
Life is crap. Well, I didn't need a film to tell me that.
It's a really wholesome nihilist story.
Yeah, The Last Jedi was so good. It had nihilism in it. Like, that's a good story. Like, no.
That's
not necessarily. It's nihilism by default because it had no other message, not because it was like, hey, yeah, everything's meaningless and pointless and you should kill yourself. It's like, no.
It's also funny because, like, is that really the message too? Like, I don't
Life
think
is shit.
I think JJ's message is always like, if we work together as a team, the bad guy can be defeated, and I can make $1 billion.
Oh boy.
Executed within this film. First, they somehow managed to make this the least shocking twist of all time. I mean, none of this is surprising. You just
Lee saw it before. I'm sure he predicted this as he did his other videos.
I only knew because of the leaks. But it's like, really, I don't think it was that anticipated because of how retarded it was.
Well, this is also the guy that says all the time that fan theories are a waste of time and they're bad. He was arguing that point against Maj0r on EFAP.
It was one of the most stupidest.
Yeah.
So this is the guy that's like, wow, everybody saw this coming, but if you had theories, you're a stupid fan. Like, thanks.
By the way, my theory was accurate. Yeah, thanks, Maj0r Lee.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, didn't Maj0r Lee want like Ray's parents to be nobody, and that's what she predicted? What he predicted.
Yes, it's a good movie because I saw it coming.
And there's another one in fucking chat. And there it goes.
Like, if they change it, I'm okay. If they change it, I'm okay with it. That was his opinion of it on the debate he had on EFAP.
What is it with your stream, Smudge?
But yeah,
and random people wanting to tell us someone else is streaming. It's like, cool. When has that ever helped you get any views ever?
I think it's just someone spamming for the hell of spamming.
Yeah, this is like the 7th or 8th one so far. So
each time it's like a different thing. It's like, oh, this person's streaming. Oh, this other person's streaming.
Right. Who invited the cunt patrol?
Yeah, it's getting a bit strange.
All right, you fucking twat, shut up. We don't want you fucking streaming shit. We're trying to have our own stream here. So, politely, piss off.
Who even clicks on that stuff? Like, who goes like, wow, somebody's spamming in chat. I better go find out what that's about.
Who even is Lemmy Line?
I have no idea.
There has to be some other way you can like block these bots. Like, just block the word streaming.
Oh yeah, you can totally do that. Yeah.
Just block the word streaming, and everyone who tries to say it's just gonna get fucked. Just everyone in chat, don't say the word streaming.
Okay, let's see if I can control this. It's getting silly. Not from this interface. No, I don't think so.
Might have to go into YouTube because I know Maj0r did it.
Oh my gosh.
It's still going.
Please come click on my stream. We are talking about Minecraft.
You know, but if you give me
join
mod
stream.
status, then I'll take care of it. I'll just sit here and block every single one of these fuckers.
Let me see if I can do that. The problem with StreamYard is that you have to control from its own interface. So let me just see if I can do that from here.
Shell these fucking spam shits.
Initiate order 66.
Oh, I just got a super chat. I didn't even see that.
Oh yeah, we can't see the super chat because it's under so many fucking spam.
Here's James Moore. However, I could find the bloody thing. There it is, James Moore. Woo! Why does Smudbite get the easy bots and Maj0r get the evolving sex bots that are becoming harder and harder for me to see?
Oh yeah, we should give James more mod. He would do a good job.
I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
The alternative,
powers.
the alternative is just to mute chat for a while and see what happens.
I'm just going to. I'm going to keep watching chat, and every time it comes up, I'm going to try and block it if Smud gives me the power to do it, because I want this guy to politely fuck off.
I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I'm not sure. I've never actually done that, so I don't know.
Gosh, you're so angry about them, man. You're so angry.
Come listen to my stream. It is very interesting.
They're going to be talking review of Intel 9700K.
You know,
Video
I
game.
could just go over to whoever the
click on
fuck
this
this
video.
Lemontine is and just say, "Hey, look, piss off."
Well, you can't find them, so
Yeah.
it's probably Twitch or what have you. You will come and click on this stream and you will listen to it. It will be a good time.
Click on the stream. I will teach you the way.
We'll teach
The
you.
way. You want the Bitcoin? This is better than Bitcoin. The Nigerian coin. The way.
Damn it!
It's
This
worth
fucking ball.
nothing.
It is worth less than it's worth less than nothing.
Listen to me. You will listen to me. You will click on this video.
Click on this video. You will get rich. Very rich, like Prince.
I paid off all of my debt. Click here to find out how.
Okay, I'm in my community settings. What's your YouTube account there, Shiny?
Shiny FX.
I will spit on these bots. I will show them the power of voodoo.
If you need email, I can.
The power of the voodoo.
It's not popping out. SHINEY?
Yes, space FX.
Oh. No channel matches found. That sucks.
But what's the actual channel or whatever? Send the URL
I'll
link.
send you the link. Oh yeah, the link. I'll send the link.
Send
Well,
him
you-
the link.
Well, you see, everyone, I'm secretly black. That's how I do the voice. It's
The
okay.
link's in the Smudcast.
Okay, there we go.
Guys,
There it is.
I do believe that this man by the name of Lemline, he is streaming right now. I suggest we drop what we are doing to go and click on it.
Click on this stream.
Right,
Okay,
then,
Kindly sawed off. Kindly sawed off.
Okay, Shiny, do you have access to it now?
yes, but I'm gonna see if I can block people. I don't know how to do that yet. Okay, I found this guy.
You just click on the 3 lines and then it says hide user from this channel.
Okay,
Hide user on this channel and it'll do all of them.
there we go. Oh,
Thank
this
you,
is gonna
sir.
be-
Thank you. Okay.
Everybody come join Lemline is streaming now. Just join the server, please.
Okay, let's just try and keep going, guys. Okay.
Okay, let's just hope this bot will fuck off.
No, you gotta stay on him. Hold the
This
perimeter. Watch
Every
those corners.
time he puts one fucking message out, I'm gonna nuke him. Just wait.
Yes.
I'm there, ready on the trigger.
Alrighty.
All right,
Shiniest trigger happy.
Alrighty.
Be careful,
let's
everyone.
keep going, gentlemen.
Just kind of watch and go,
Let's-
oh, okay. So that's
God
what
damn it.
happened.
There we
Oh,
go.
okay.
Nobody is watching this movie and going, oh my god, the parents were killed with the knife? Whoa! And second, if you're gonna
Okay, I guess no one cared about that scene, including him. So
Everybody knows that you go to
Yeah,
a movie and it
it's in-
doesn't matter if it's shit. Come on.
someone
fuck?
got killed by a
Yeah,
knife. Yeah,
like-
that's not important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it seems.
seriously doubt everyone said, no one cares. Someone
I think
Yeah,
they're doing
I
it
think
more
everybody
control than anything.
I think it was the general consensus that they're probably dead
There's another
somewhere,
one.
and she's just delusional.
Taking it. It takes a second for it to update.
All right, kill him,
Wow,
Shiny.
this is amazing.
You got this.
That's a lot of
It
shit.
That is so weird. Weird.
There's
I-
too many of them.
I
Ah,
shared
it's still
this
They
on-
showing.
came from behind. Sorry.
Where have these come from? It's so weird. I shared this on a Discord, but I don't know why this is getting so much spam.
Who even
It's so
is
insane.
Flatline? I don't even know what that is. I don't really
Well,
care.
whoever he is, whoever he is, he can kindly sawed off.
Saw it off.
That fucking twat.
He can English curse word.
I
All right, so
much
we've
prefer
achieved that.
using-
The killing scene of Ray's parents was bad. No one cared for it, and
Okay, I
Right,
think they're
right.
gone for now. Maybe they're gone.
No, they'll return and in greater
and
numbers.
in greater numbers.
Yeah, gotcha. Mm-hmm.
All right,
But we should continue.
yes,
We'll soldier on.
Yeah.
do something that's the epitome of unsurprising. At least have it make sense. The connection between Rey and the Emperor, and just him being in the film in general, is so convoluted, so inconsistent, and filled with so many questions. I don't have nearly enough time to go through them all.
Okay,
But
wait a second. Is he saying he likes it? Or-
I'm confused. Didn't
I think
he
he's
say it
saying
didn't bother him because it was all about watching how she struggled with that revelation, even though we don't really see her struggle with it.
Maybe.
I didn't even
Maybe he's
care if you
saying
didn't like
he's-
it. Because it was
Maybe
good
he's
because it was
saying-
good.
Maybe he's saying he was kind of okay with it, but like he just found it boring and predictable.
Yeah, it's just like whatever it was, he would be okay with it. It sounds exactly like the same argument that he made about The Last Jedi. Like,
It didn't
how could you
subvert his
not like this?
expectations
You're
enough.
stupid. That's what he sounds like all the time. Like,
But the problem is he's criticizing it. That's the weird thing.
yeah, but it's like whatever he's criticizing, he's just doing that to like offset the fact that it's still good no matter what.
But he's even said that this is a terrible film, but then he also says it's a great film. So he doesn't.
No,
He
I'm
said
so
it's both
confused.
terrible and he said it's amazing. So which is it?
It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, he likes it, and you're wrong about it if you didn't.
Well then,
It's so weird. His mind is a strange place.
I still think he's trying to have his cake and eat it too. Like he's talking
Yes.
from both sides of the aisle. It's like, dude, just get an opinion and just be clear and make sense. Don't stop jumping around. Start jumping around and telling us good and bad. You can't. It doesn't make sense. You can't say something is A and then the opposite.
It's
I'm sure-
a few
confusing.
that
Yeah, go on.
stick out are how Palpatine came back, which is explained in the novelization as him being a clone. How Palpatine had
Mhm.
kids, which is also explained in the novelization that his son was a failed clone. Ugh. Why did Palpatine kill Rey's parents instead of
that's retarded.
torturing them for her location? I mean, I guess because in typical Palpatine fashion, if you don't want to do his bidding, out you go. Why does Palpatine's assassin kill Rey's parents with the dagger that leads back to Palpatine? I mean, are these guys that fucking stupid, or does Palpatine actually want to be found?
He's
what is that?
actually he's using his
That is-
brain. He's using his brain, and it's actually the most informative and logical I've heard Maj0r Lee. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
this is absolutely the kind of thing we want to hear from this guy. To be honest,
What's funny to me is that it's like someone was saying, I think yesterday on because I was re-listening to the stream that you guys did. Like, whose idea was it? Was it Chris Terrio or was it not George Lucas? Was it J.J. Abrams' idea to make the plot just like a treasure map or something like that? And it's like, obviously, the Rise of Skywalker just proves that that's all he knows how to do. He just does these treasure map plots. Like, we have to go find the thing and get to the thing, because the Rise of Skywalker is basically Palpatine has disappeared and we have to go find him, and the Force Awakens is basically Luke Skywalker has disappeared and we have to go find him. It's like the same shit over and over again. So I just like, what part of that is good?
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's subverted your expectation that they would go on another plot like this.
Seriously.
So he's actually thinking about it and going, "This is crap." He's like, "Yes, thank you, Maj0r Lee." How do you come to the conclusion this is a good movie? Then I don't know. But
It
amazing.
appeals to his feels, but it's got crappy mechanics, I guess.
This is all made confusing by the issue of whether or not Palpatine knew if Rey and Kylo were a dyad in the Force. On
what
one
even
hand,
makes them a
it does
dyad?
He definitely did not. He definitely did not. He seems really surprised that they are a dyad.
Like, the pism stuff goes into his fingers, and then he's like, "Oh, a dyad." It's like, what makes them a dyad? Is it because they're related to one another? Because doesn't that mean Leia and Luke are a dyad as well?
No, it's because it's a love story. It's just romantic.
What
It's
is a dyad?
It's just when two people come together and they love each other very much.
That's not what it means.
And that's as much as it means. It can't mean much more than that.
Well, I know that the actual word dyad is like a marriage-related thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's
What does it mean
about
to be a
love.
dyad in
Yeah,
the
it's romantic.
Force? Yeah, it's a dyad is something that consists of two elements or parts.
Yeah, it's like you're talking like ancient Plato. So you're talking like Aristophanes, and he's talking about there's this need for a partner to seek out a mate.
Yep.
And they have this lifestyle together. It's this whole thing about the proper life. So
It's fucking stupid.
to throw a loaded
fucking stupid.
to throw a loaded word around like that is kind of bizarre. So it's like, okay, we know what we should mean, but it's not reflective of what is actually present in the story. So if there was an explanation of what a dyad in the Force actually, like there's a legend or some sort of thing that happens, like a prophecy, I don't know, something along those lines, and then they explain that, they go, "Oh, great, thanks, good to know." So,
But they don't have that.
well, we get his hands getting healed because he sucked the life out of them. So all that means is that they're juicy. They got all that healing powers in them, or whatever.
Juicy dyad.
Picks up my messed up clone fingers. Yes.
What a stupid fucking plot. A clone has a failed clone who then has a kid, and then the kid meets the son of Leia Skywalker, and then that's somehow a dyad, and then they meet up together, and then you're gonna suck the life out of them, and then what? What's he gonna do? He's gonna become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
But he also wants to be killed so he can take over her body. It's like, what are you doing, Palpatine? Like, what's your plan?
I don't.
There is no fucking plan. This is worse than his plan in the prequel.
Ooh, dyad. It tastes like Raylo tears.
Lemline is streaming as a dyad.
Yeah, now I really want to know who Lemlime is, really.
Apparently, he only has 6 people watching him, so that's.
His fucked up fingers. He fell through the Death Star. It's like, I broke a nail.
I broke a nail. Yeah, exactly. It's like there was a giant explosion. He was in the middle of space, and he just got his fingers a little hurt.
And then suddenly he had Wolverine powers for about 2 minutes, and it's like, oh, my eyes work again. It's like, what?
Yeah.
He's just there with like slightly smoldering fingers because he caught himself. He like lands on the next planet. He's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. He just dips his fingers in the next pond he sees. He's like, that's better.
Yeah. How is it that they have a character whose fingers are messed up when they have back to tanks? Like,
yeah,
it's just
a good question.
They forgot that they were making Star Wars. This is like a totally different saga with different powers and has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, if he was old and he regressed back to Chancellor Palpatine looks, I'd be like, oh wow, he's de-aging or something. That'd be kind of neat.
I'd like to point out that I think because we banned all of those bots, we have been dislike spammed. So an explanation for the lads in chat. Those are bot dislikes. Almost almost disliking because they. Spamming that X amount of people are streaming in big capital letters doesn't actually gain you much positive attention.
So if you can find that Lemline stream and report it.
Yeah, I would, because it's no guarantee that it's actually fucking him. It could just be any old fucker.
Yeah,
some just random guy setting up some other guy.
Maybe, who knows? At this point, there's no major damage other than 38 dislikes, but more people have put likes in there to try and boost us. Thank God.
It's really no big deal. It's
someone else
annoying.
Someone else mentioned that apparently the clone of Palpatine didn't have any Force powers. So I have the question. So if he doesn't have any Force powers, why is Rey so powerful?
Oh dear.
Generation?
We're going to talk about genetics and how it's more dominant on the mother's side as opposed to the father or something like that, like males or females. Oh dear, that's going to be ridiculous.
That wouldn't even make sense. He's a clone of Palpatine. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he should be identical. You're right.
But that's only in the novelization.
Well, supposedly you wouldn't be able to clone Force abilities. So, but then you can as well because of fucking Palp Snoke.
Palp Snoke.
So, Palpy Smoke.
And I'd like to point out, as great as these
this thing is an entire mess.
As great as all of these explanations might be, even if they are great, they're not in the film.
Mm-hmm.
And
which is even better.
Worse.
Why put valuable information in a film when you can make more money from a book, right? It's brilliant.
I can't see people wanting to rush out to buy a book because there might be an answer in there.
Can you imagine if
to explain the Rise of Skywalker?
Can you imagine if your favorite movie, like Citizen Kane, you're like, yeah, well, in the novelization it said that Kane was molested as a kid, and that's the reason why he was all about Rosebud. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not in the movie.
Yeah, and plus the novelization author was pretty weird.
Thing is, the explanation was pretty. They were pretty dumb, and the thing is about the novel is that was just there to try and repair all the problems. So
it's essentially the crap that they are trying to plug up the holes in this rapidly sinking ship.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they're trying to. Maybe they've already given up the fact that the ship is going to sink, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to now bail out the entire lake,
or set fire to the hull. That's also a possibility.
Yes, why not? We installed a screen door on the submarine.
So you're saying King got his rosebud bloomed?
That's yes, exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, what we need is like a slash fiction author to do the novelization. Oh God.
I think the word you're looking for is popped his cherry.
It's very funny that you say slash fiction, because I'm pretty sure that all the people that get hired to do these novelizations, if they didn't have that as a career choice, they would be putting fan fiction out on the internet.
Yeah.
They're not quite the most talented bunch.
No, clearly not. Or their creative vision is so radically wrong for Star Wars that
And not just Star Wars, also like comic book artists and stuff.
You can imagine over the years just hiring any novel writer of Star Wars and say, "Hey, guy, we really liked your two-parter story about Jango Fett or whatever." It's like, "Yeah, we'll hire you for the movie." It's like, great. Like that guy would be so happy to do anything more to what he's passionate about, and it would work. It would work well.
Not Chuck Wendig.
It depends on the quality, of course, but.
Yeah, like Timothy Zahn.
They wouldn't pick a random dude. Yeah, they pick like the best of the best.
Yeah, or the lady who did all the Mandalorian books, Carol Travers. I've heard good things about her.
Yeah, so I mean that would work out because you proved yourself writing a novel. You have the chops to write an actual story with words and dialogue and descriptions, and voila, you can do it again for a movie. Just take what you saw, flesh it out a bit more, don't change too much, add some descriptions, you'll be great. Could work great. But no, they got random crazy lady to invent stuff to make the Raylos angry. It was great. Like, do you know who watches these things? Who actually wants to buy this book? People who want more random romance that never happened. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like everything would have made a lot more sense if they just made Palpatine aware of the dyad the whole time. That could be why he had Snoke meld Rey and Kylo's minds in The Last Jedi. Because
okay, so here we go. So there's the belief that Snoke did this weird bridge. And now that he's dead, that bridge should be gone, but it's not. So they just hang around Maj0r Lee? How do you explain that? Oh, they're also a dyad. It's like, yeah, that's the explanation. They're a dyad. Explains everything.
Why are they a dyad? Is it just because of the artificial link that Snoke made? Because other than that, there's not much of a reason why they would have any kind of connection. There are somehow there are like Padawans and Masters who somehow don't have a stronger connection to make a fucking dyad, apparently.
Yeah. Also, there's the problem of Snoke wanted to have Rey killed.
Mm-hmm.
If he's Palpatine's minion and Palpatine wanted to get younger again and not be hooked up to his frickin' Chuck E. Cheese arm, why would he want her dead?
Well, technically, he could have also wanted to take over Kylo's body as well. So we're not sure exactly what his plan was there.
Another thing is that how fucking stupid it is that have a dyad that has, you have one person who is equally light and equally dark and they have a connection. It's like, what? Why? How does that work? How does that do fucking anything? It's like, what? So, what does it do? What is it? How does this happen? Why does it happen? Why is that important? It makes no sense.
It's not enough story for things that are happening too quickly. They had to really stop introducing new elements and just clean up what they've been given, not try and explain it over again. It doesn't work that way in a trilogy. You don't just start having great reveals without proper explanation.
If Kylo has gone over to the light, how the fuck are they still a dyad? If he's no longer equally dark to Rey's equally light.
I'm still trying to figure out what it means to be a dyad.
Kylo is one of those crazy characters we're never sure what exactly he wants or where he's going, and we think he's good.
We don't understand. That's the genius of his character. He's so conflicted. He just does anything on a dime.
Conflict is good, but not when it's unclear. Okay.
Because he knew what
Two-Face got nothing on this shit.
Yeah.
Killed by them coming together. Maybe he cloned Rey for the sole purpose of being in a dyad with Kylo.
No, he didn't.
No.
Thanks, Maj0r Lee, but no.
Wait, he cloned Rey? Wait, Rey's a clone?
Maybe he did. Oh.
What?
Or clone Snoke for the express purpose of linking the two.
But
This is so confusing and dumb. I don't understand this. What? Honestly, Maj0r Lee is making the movie dumber just by talking about it.
Well, this is what fans do. They speculate, say maybe this happened, maybe that. It's like, yeah, you could say that, but there's no evidence. You're really pulling this out of your own headcanon.
Ass cannon.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, the
It's
bottom.
ass cannon. It's something that you just don't give a shit about. But who cares? Because I enjoyed the movie, and if you are smarter than me, then fuck you. That's Maj0r Lee in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think that like the bottomless bunghole of J.J. Abrams should be a wonder of the world, based on how much crap came out of it.
That's what it. He's like, hey, baby, I want to see that mystery box. It's bottomless.
LiteratureDevil. Oh no, he came in late. So he's yeah, we noticed that early on.
I'm gonna break all this dirty commie's knees like the wind.
Oh,
I can't hear the video now. By the way, can you run it back a second?
Sure.
Why he had Snoke
there we go.
meld Rey and Kylo's minds in The Last
No,
Jedi,
that's fine.
because he
Cool.
knew it would all lead to him being healed by them coming together. Maybe he cloned Rey for the sole purpose of being in a
Maybe.
dyad with Kylo. I
Maybe.
mean, that wouldn't be half bad. But
Maybe.
on the other hand, if he knew about the dyad, there would be no need for the ritual and no big decision for Rey to face as far as whether or not she will turn evil. I'm also not crazy about how this information is revealed in the film. Finn just all of a sudden hears from Dio, off screen of course, that Palpatine didn't actually want to kill Rey, but he wanted her alive. Okay. So why does Palpatine originally tell Kylo to kill the girl? Well, apparently he was using reverse psychology on Kylo because he knew this would lead to Kylo bringing Rey to him. But if he
What?
just
Okay, then why did he tell Snoke to kill Rey?
no, but so he's using reverse psychology apparently. But why does he need to if he can just say, "Oh yeah, go capture her for me"?
I don't mind that he's using whatever technique, but guess what? The narrative has to make that clear and tell us, oh, by the way, this was all my master plan. I was using reverse psychology to get you here.
But what if he literally just straight up killed her? I assume he would have if like she lost, which she almost did, and then fucking Leia just came in, said, "Hey, look, I'm gonna distract Kylo for a second," and then Rey just stabs him.
Yeah, it's really glad that Rey learned how to heal people from the dead so that they could have that conversation later or meet up together later. It's like, what was he planning on that as well? What if they kill each other? Oh, that's okay. Rey can heal people.
Palpatine is like he somehow makes these really stupid and ridiculous plans, but they work to an extent anyway.
They
This
work
is-
for a little bit, and then they destroy themselves.
Well, the Order 66 worked, and so did apparently turning Anakin.
Yeah, why did that happen? I have no idea.
Yeah, desperate man wanted to save his nookie, so
But had no idea how that was going to work. He had no means to do so. I'm going to kill the most powerful Jedi just because he wants to kill the most powerful Sith. It's like, oh yeah, we can't kill Sith anymore because the Sith has the ability to save my wife. It's like, can you hack this out, please? Can you figure this out in your head?
If they just talked for like 5 seconds, then that would have just been resolved. And then Mace Windu was like, "Oh yeah, well, Palpy, you're gonna get decapitated. I'm sorry, mate."
Yeah, Anakin, he's lying to you. Figure it out, man. It's like, oh right, yeah.
Oh no, Push Berserk. I'm just gonna edit your comment a little bit. 66% of the time, Palpatine's plans work every time.
Right.
Order 67. It's even higher.
He planned that his plans would never work. Thus, he was able to control even what he could not foresee.
Yeah, you see, if he was
genius.
If he was a puppet master, you have to actually reveal that. You have to show that, I did this all. Well, why? How did you do that? Why did you do it that way? Well, when I did this, this is what's happened. And then you have to go to the psychology of the person that you're manipulating, why you did it. It's called a Batman gambit, I think. Because Batman, as smart as he is, he works off the psychology of his villains. so he knows what they're going to do next, as opposed to figuring out every conceivable step on the chessboard of life or whatever. So like that would have been fine. It's like, oh, you're that smart. We get it. You're an ancient Sith overlord, and you figured this all out since like 1,000 years ago, or whatever. It's like, great, cool.
But Smud, he's working off the psychology of Kylo. Doesn't that mean he's a even better poker player than chess player than
if
Batman?
he could like summarize Kylo's mental state, like, oh, you're just a little boy wanting to be your granddaddy. And we'd be like, yeah, you're right, he was. And then he'd say something even sharp and even more poignant. And you go, yep, Palpatine, I'm on your side, man. You're totally accurate. And then you just keep going with those truths. And then Kylo would be like, yeah, well, I actually like Rey, so no, or whatever. Like he'll try and subvert that. He'll try and lie, or he'll try and be something he's not. And there you get some character conflict. You're like, oh, now I have to be good so I can defeat the bad guy, even though I want to be the bad guy. So you can do wonderful plot reveals like that. But they didn't work with it. They didn't do anything with it.
Said, bring her to me, Kylo wouldn't. A stretch, just like the dozens of others here. Let's move on from all this. This was cute, but made no sense. I like the fact that
This was cute?
Was it?
The protractor was cute. Who thought that was cute? Anyone? That was
right in terms of it making no sense. Cute, I'm not quite sure what he means by that. I found it a brain ache.
It was one of the dumb. That was probably the worst part of the entire movie. That whole scene.
The fucking knife knew to line up with the crashed remains of the Death Star.
It was just that. Yeah, that was probably the worst thing. It raises so many questions. It's
What's
just
the fucking
bad.
wrong with just tracing out that section and just putting a red X on a piece of paper. Like, yep, this room.
Like you
There
take
you
a
go.
photograph. You're like, I'm going to engrave the shape of a dagger
Yeah.
with this
Photos-
outline.
No. Why not just take a photograph? Leave it at that.
Yeah.
Image capturing works in this universe.
It
Why
would
the
make
knife?
more
Why the knife?
because J.J. Abrams wanted to rip off the Goonies because he's an unoriginal hack.
But you wouldn't use a knife, right? You'd use like a metal plate or some sort of like thing you would superimpose upon another image. Like the Goonies had a coin. Like, okay, a coin makes sense. All right.
It's a bad idea all the way through because you have to get to the Death Star. Well, already the Death Star should be blown up. Like, okay, how many things in this movie are just things that are already dead that are brought back? Death Star, Luke's lightsaber, Palpatine, Han Solo,
The
like
X-Wing.
the X-Wing. It's just zombie movie for zombie brains.
It's like during the recession, they kept pumping up those zombie banks.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Same idea. It's still good. It's dead. It's totally dead.
Guys, it's dead. It's like Weekend at Star Wars.
Oh boy.
that Finn found another ex-stormtrooper like himself. But the whole stormtrooper uprising thing never really comes through like they clearly intended for it to.
I always wanted some form of a stormtrooper rebellion, which is something that I was quite interested in since 7, and it felt like JJ was going towards that anyway.
It would be nice to have.
But he didn't.
Yeah,
No, he did not.
your expectations.
He did bugger all with one of the most interesting ideas in all of Star Wars.
Was Finn.
The thing is, Finn is like really he changed sides because he didn't want to kill for the First Order, and the first thing he does is he instantly starts killing the other stormtroopers. The people who were also brainwashed like him, his friends, the people he's pretty much grown up with since he's a child, and yeah, he's just happy to throw them all away and shoot them.
Just casually shoots all of them. It's so dumb. Why? He just
Well,
barely was having a panic attack.
Would have
It's-
been great if he was in jail, he got captured, and he was trying to convince his jailer, and people were interviewing him, and he was like, "Listen, I'm trying to help you guys. I don't want to kill you." Blah blah blah. Like, give him some sort of compassion. And
Have him regret shooting these, stormtroopers. That way, you can still have your actions, and it can still affect him as a character.
We haven't established that he knows anybody from his past, so there can't be another character that he walks up to where he's like, "Dude, you know me." Remember in The Departed? Has everybody here seen The Departed?
Been a while.
I know what happens.
Okay, there's this one part where one of the characters is like trying to convince the other character that he's going to do something, even though he's been disgraced already. And the only reason why the other character would ever trust him is because they went to the academy together. That's it. So this scenario would be a reflection of something in Star Wars, but because there's no other stormtrooper that Finn would know about, we can't actually have that scene. We can't have a stormtrooper uprising or have him feel bad about something or have him barter his way out or be like, hey, you know how we were always going to leave? I'm going to leave right now. Or maybe one of his friends sacrifices himself to get him out of there. And like, that's why he values them always. Or maybe he wants to save more Imperial stormtroopers. We don't get any of that because we don't have any establishment of who he knows in that environment. So they have to invent a new character that has no experience before. That's basically a carbon copy of him.
No, but the existence of
something
character, it brings up a whole new set of questions because it's like her and her company also broke away from the Empire. So it's clear that Finn is not a special case. So the explanation of force powers for Finn doesn't even work because he's clearly not the only situation in which that has occurred. But the problem lies in the fact that if Jana has her entire company defect from the First Order, it just makes things look like 10 times worse. Either Jana defected first and took an entire company of stormtroopers with her and a small escort ship, and the First Order didn't learn from that they need to put up new safety restrictions, or Finn escaped first with a powerful prisoner of war and the only knowledge they had on finding the map to Luke Skywalker, and then they didn't decide to put up more restrictions, and Jana defected then. So whichever way you spin it, Finn is not special, and the First Order are retarded.
See, that would have been a fantastic development in The Last Jedi, because who are they fighting? Basically a little bunch of ants on the ground, and they don't know how to step on it properly for some stupid reason. But they have had internal problems of people defecting or having all these trained stormtroopers not following orders anymore or not being as efficient, and then you would have the uprising.
Yeah.
So I just had I remembered something that I remember hearing from a really shitty comic explained, Star Wars explained video or something along those lines. I remembered something that I remember thinking Trent had some really stupid friend names. So he actually did have friends. There was one who was called Slip, another one called Zeros, and another one called Nines. What creative names they give for their stormtroopers.
Yeah. One question that I've had is how long have they been stealing kids, and the Republic has not cracked down on that and said
Probably 30 years.
At least 20 based on Finn's age.
That would be a galactic war hunt to get after these child kidnappers and to figure them out, because that would not be a minor thing.
That'd be fun.
They must have at least taken 1 million kids, if not more.
Yeah, like Luke should be going after these mother effers and killing their butts.
Okay, so just because someone said no, these Zeros, Slip, and Nines weren't clones. Unless they are, no, they're definitely not clones. It was a human male stormtrooper, military forces, assigned to the FN Corps. Zero was also trained. It doesn't say anything about them being a clone, so I understand there's a little bit of confusion because yes, Fives was a clone, but that was written before, and yes, I was pointing out the stupidity of having two characters called Nines and Zeros. It does sound like they're copying Fives.
Yeah, are they just breeding these kids?
No,
it's so
stated they're stolen. They're not clones.
They take them and give them like a Clockwork Orange style.
No, I mean like they have like a breeding camp where they keep humans like breeding animals and just have a camp where they just are designed to pump out kids.
I don't believe so.
That would get really dark. Yeah, I think
that's what I did when I designed a genetically based magic system.
The point I think that Maj0r Lee was getting at with the whole Jan a bit specifically is just her existence is detrimental to the intelligence of the First Order, because how do you lose an entire company of stormtroopers and a vessel and not like crack down on safety restrictions? Give all of your forces an interview basically to see if they're showing signs of defection at that point. And if it's the reverse and Finn was the one to defect first, then it's still stupid that they were so lackadaisical to lose an entire battalion.
Yeah.
A few logistics and questions
just
we have
makes
of
it
how
so
this
bad.
occurred. That would have been a nice
Yeah.
thing to have during that boardroom meeting. They talking about the morale of all the troops and who they've lost and why and how they dealt with them. Like that would have been great. A little bit of humanity explained, how people are treating each other in the First Order. Like, oh wow, these guys are jerks, or wow, these guys are like crazy people. That would have been great. Like, oh, we're surrounded by psychopaths. Great, that would be nice.
Oh,
No.
I just saw that in the chat. DM Voices said, why would sequel Luke go save anyone? He was willing to burn the information people could use to save themselves. Oh, yeah, there's that bit with where Rey just reads about the Wayfinder in the Jedi texts.
And why would he write about Sith memorabilia in the Jedi texts? It sounds a little strange.
I guess maybe he just slipped in his journal among the sacred Jedi texts.
Yeah, he's off doing.
I'm so important. I've got my little journal here, and I'm going to slip that in. I'm going to doodle all over the Jedi text pages.
He's on his journey at Indiana Jones style, and he finds across some random Jedi. Oh, Jedi text, awesome! Let's draw a picture of Sith stuff. Like that's great. What a great idea. Let's do that.
Whatever happened to movies where you didn't continuously find things wrong with them? Like the Transformers films are just bad and obvious. These are just like every time you think of something, it's just everything just falls apart.
This is what happens when you have trilogies where the second part of the trilogy is so bad there's nothing to solidify the rest of the story. And you see that with Mass Effect, you saw it with Star Wars. Same with the prequels, actually, too. There wasn't that much to build off aside from what Anakin killed a bunch of dudes because of his mom, and he wanted to save his wife. Like, that was it.
The way I
pure evil now.
Best describe trying to analyze these films is that every single time you go over the film again, you find so many new problems, and that contradict the old problems that create new problems, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, and oh my god, I gave up trying to make a review of this fucking film because every time I rewatched it, there was new problems, and I just couldn't. Because there's no way I could possibly do enough that could get all of it. Otherwise, it'd be a Maj0r-length video. And even then, I'm not even sure a Maj0r-length video could get all of it.
Eventually, I'll start doing a 12-minute breakdown of all the problems, but it's not on my to-do list this month. But I'll probably finish it this year.
Yeah.
You're going to need at least 10 hours to analyze every single problem with this film.
Yeah, it's going to be a giant list. That's why I have to do it in pieces. So I can't do 3-hour videos. It's just too much.
Yeah.
I've actually seen that happen in the film outside of just two people, one happening off screen. But okay, all good. Now, people have complained that this saber duel lacks any real meaning or that there are no stakes. I kind of see where they're coming from, since both characters are acting like assholes right now, so you're not exactly rooting for anyone per se. But I think people miss what was really going on in this scene. This is the final saber duel ever in the saga. There's no more fighting between Rey and Kylo, and Kylo is actually the one who's ahead of Rey in that respect.
So much telegraphing.
Yeah. Also, if this was the last one, what a crap one to go out on.
Mm-hmm. I would have been more than happy for the Obi-Wan versus Anakin fight, for that to be the very last fight scene ever made, because that is good, excluding a couple of random moments. it's still a good fight scene. There's good music. There's good action. It makes sense a lot of the time.
But some of the dialogue's still a little bit.
Of course, it's the prequels. What do you expect with the dialogue? You're not going to get great dialogue with that.
Yeah, it's in an older style, like what George Lucas wanted, but unfortunately, like it doesn't quite like land sometimes.
What is LiteratureDevil doing? What? Okay, Maj0r Lee doesn't read. Okay? I don't think he could even come close to Hume. Okay.
I don't think that Hume knows that Hume exists.
Yeah, philosophy is not something he's going to start slowly jumping into when it comes to Star Wars interpretations. Not going to happen.
It seems as though Replica Films is debating us on the prequels.
I don't care. I don't like the films. I'm sorry.
I like the prequels, Replica Films. I do like them.
I like the prequels, but we all know how terrible the dialogue is and how memeable it is.
We don't hate them.
I hate sand. It's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere. Don't look at me. It's like, why? It's like, oh, it's creepy. I'm sorry, milady. I can sense everything that's happening in that room.
Yeah. That one I'm like, he's a little bit creepy.
Every single line of dialogue, even in the third film between those two, is just like, oh, God.
Yeah.
These guys are in love, really? Okay.
When the baby
Fight her at
comes.
all up until this moment where we think maybe he's about to teach her a lesson, but Leia intervenes. In a way,
Well, not teaching a
Kylo
lesson. I looked more like he was about to kill her. That's not a lesson.
And Leia intervening is like, it's time to die. Okay. That's not intervening. It's like not intervening. It's like the exact opposite of any kind of action to help someone by not existing. It's like, okay, well, you're going to broadcast that to your son? Great idea. Okay, James, how's it going? Even seeing the footage makes me want to watch the prequels or Buffy Angel again. Okay. At least the prequels make sense and have setups and payoffs. That's true. The prequels are just poorly told stories. They do make sense. There's a little bit too much busyness going on in the first one. The second one's, I don't know what to think of that, but
It's the very poor telling of an extremely promising story, and it could have been told brilliantly, but ended up falling flat on its face.
yeah, if you took the third film and just stretched that out across 3 films, that would work. Because you have adult ideas, you have intricacies between ethics and what is right and wrong, and why
They
you're
could-
doing this. Yeah, all that stuff could work.
Just started straight up with the Clone Wars, like the galaxy of peace being thrust into war.
But because we had that crazy, weird childhood movie, and then the adolescent, what do you call the second one? It was like adolescence, young adulthood.
Yeah.
Anakin.
That's a good trick.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with appealing to children, but you can do a young adult story of adult themes told in a very simple way with politics and war and this and that.
Clone Wars.
Yes, you can.
No.
No. I think me and Glib should have a Palpatine off to see who can be the best Palpatine.
Oh no.
I'll just give up right now.
Duh.
Okay, you both have to say, I'm afraid the station is quite operational, but you both have to do it now.
Okay, you go first. You go first.
Oh, I'm afraid the deflector shield will be quite operational when your friends arrive.
All right. You ready? Well, gosh, I'm afraid that the shield will be operational.
Oh dear, a little too much Disney there.
No, you see, that's the special editions. That's the Disney
Special edition, the voiceover.
No,
Change everyone to a Muppet. Is that it?
completely replacing everyone with.
so sorry.
Execute order 60.
Oh, Annie is very operational. Sorry about this, Mod Boy.
Right. Okay. Let's keep going.
Oh no.
He's experiencing exactly what Han did in The Force Awakens. He's on a long platform, pleading with someone he loves to come with him, and he gets stabbed in the chest.
Oh,
That's not pleading. That's trying to kill them.
you know what? I never saw that connection. Now, it could be because it's such a bad movie, there's nothing to connect to.
Look,
But I don't think in terms of he's on a platform, he's pleading, and then he gets stabbed in the chest. Like, it never really...
he wasn't trying to take her to his side. He was trying to kill her. He was about to kill her. He was about to stab her in her fucking face. How on earth is that him trying to recruit her?
Yeah.
What is this? What the fucking is? What was this argument? What is he going on about? What film did he watch? Is he watching a different film? Are we not watching the film he's on about?
What is really happening in this scene that's so comparable to the other one? Because the other one is a dad wanting his son back, which you can't say is drama there. We know the characters at least to that point. We know what they're saying. They're having a conversation, and he seems to be getting through to his son. He's like, "Okay, I'll help you. Let's go. Let's go home." And as soon as he's about to seemingly do that, he kills him. Like, oh wow, what a shock!
Can we talk about the fact that the Sith holocron can survive a crashing Death Star, but Kylo can break it apart in the palm of his hand?
Is that a holocron?
No,
The Wayfinder, sorry.
It is.
okay.
It is
both
shaped like
triangular.
it is shaped like a Sith holocron,
The
but it is
whatever
not
the fuck
called
it
a
is
Sith
that
holocron.
advances the plot, I don't give a toss. It can
It
survive.
could be an holocron.
It can survive the explosion of the Death Star and plummeting to a planet's atmosphere, yet can also be crushed in the palm of one's hand.
A Sith thumb drive.
I'm going to just say he's a really strong Force user.
Oh,
Yeah.
apparently.
Apparently, he's stronger than an exploding space station.
Yeah. Well, you know, if some of the space stations survived, it's like, 50 or 80 miles long.
No, this is a space station that exploded and then crashed on a
Right.
motherfucking
Yeah.
planet. For one, how the hell is the room even on the right level? Why did it not land upside down or land on its side or land any other fucking way? How the hell did it land specifically right side up?
I'm starting to think that JJ didn't really care that much.
Well, apparently, I mentioned this last time.
That much.
I mentioned this
I
last
think
time.
he
The
didn't care
artist
at
took
all.
the deflector dish, whatever it was, that part of the Death Star, and they put that right where the dagger. When you look at the dagger through the scene that Rey does,
Yep.
and JJ says, "Oh, this is too contrived. This is not. This is not believable."
Ridiculous.
Which is true. But then he says, "Hey, what would you use the whole thing?" And then smash that into the ground. You're like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's less contrived." It's still contrived though.
the question
Why
I
bother having the dagger at all?
why would Ochi find the room that the Wayfinder is in and not take the Wayfinder from that room? Why would he memorize it and then carve it out onto a knife and then just
Why not?
that the wreckage doesn't shift?
Why does he even have it on his motherfucking knife?
Why doesn't
Why?
he just take the Wayfinder once he finds out where it is? Why does he decide to create a map on a knife for it?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's
Why
here.
not use a sticky note? Why not write it down
He's like, okay, I found
like a
the
normal person?
Wayfinder is here. I'm not going to take it with me and bring it back to my boss. I'm going to leave it here and just make it really awkward to find.
Yeah. Also, just wouldn't that be on? Wouldn't that? How would he get Palpatine get the word out to Ochi in particular?
No, you say Uchi.
Why would Uchi even listen?
Uchi. No, you gotta say Uchi.
That's a British thing,
Uchi.
sir.
Uchi.
I know you gotta say
Uchi.
no. It's not a British thing. It's just the fact that it sounds better as Uchi because it sounds stupider.
Uchi. Darth Uchi.
Darth
Wielder of-
Coochie.
And of course, the part of the facility, the part of the Death Star that the Wayfinder is in, also happens to not have exploded or broken off and flown in a different part of space, or is submerged under the water of the ocean. It's built out of pure, as people are saying, contrivium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
built out of
Rise of
contriving. That's a great metal.
Ouchie.
Contrivium.
We built this entire Death Star out of contrivium, sir. It's perfect.
It's utterly it can defend against all plot armor.
Now, Rey does to Kylo what he did to Han, but she is able to undo the act. And since Kylo wishes he could
How is
undo what he did,
How is it what Kylo did to her? Look, she stabbed him just like he stabbed him. It was like the most loose time together of things.
I want to see this logic. I really want to see what he's talking about.
Ray letting close, just like I'm close.
Voice must be really enjoying some crisps.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Oh, sorry about that.
In North
Oh, it's
America,
Glib.
we call them chips.
The fuck? You don't call them chips. They're crisps. Look, I'll
That-
fought my
that-
ex-girlfriend on this, and I'll fight you too.
They're called Sith Wayfinders.
McMuffins.
I honestly thought it was voice because I thought voice is microphone. Never mind.
No, Glib was just being ignorant. Thank you.
Yes, I forgot that I was on a television show.
We're on a British television show.
Broadcasted over the radio.
We speak in their dialect, sir.
It's crisps, by the way, because they are by definition crispy, not chippy.
Mm.
I don't really care about words. I only care about if they are delicious. You can call them chomps for all I care.
Come on. We want to find out how this logically connects Rey and Kylo together because they both stabbed someone.
Come on, let's teach us about Kylo Ren.
Someone's saying spam control.
Kendo.
I'm spamming again. I don't see spam.
and now knows exactly what it's like to be in his father's place, that's a very smart way to redeem the character. And
What? Excuse me? Stab him in the chest, bring him back to life. That's a very smart way to redeem. Yeah, when you control life and death, I guess anything's smart. Yeah. Kill him, man. Bring him back to life. You taught him a lesson.
Kylo's been stabbed. Now he knows what it feels like to be stabbed.
Yeah. Now that you've died, don't go out there and die again. Stupid.
Didn't he get stabbed in episode? Didn't he get shot in episode 7?
Yeah, he did. He already got shot in the chest.
So this is what it feels like to have a hole in my body, just like my father. I won't character redeem until the next film.
Yeah.
That's exactly what was going on.
Just keep shooting Kylo in the chest. Maybe he'll get the message.
Kylo, will I have to stab you again?
How many times do we have to teach you this, young man?
Kylo gets stabbed by a lightsaber, and he says, "Holy shit! This fucking shit hurts." And I've been doing this to people. I'm like, oh God, I'm not going to do this again because
Isn't that like a Monty Python sketch or something? Or is that like a That Mitchell and Webb look thing?
I don't know. There's some kind of sketch out there where someone fucking gets stabbed or shot or something along those lines. It's like, oh fuck, I can't believe punching people hurt. It's like, well, I'm not going to do that to anyone else again.
That sounds like something out of Spaceballs.
It might have been a Bill Burr skit when he talks about the wife beater and they think, don't hit your woman. Oh, that's what you're not supposed to do.
Right, exactly, yeah.
I'm going to be honest. If I was, I'm pretty sure the thing on Kylo's mind isn't, oh, so this is what my father felt when I stabbed him. It's, oh, fuck, my mother just died.
Yeah.
I don't think anything is on Kylo's mind except for like
Does it hurt?
What does he even have a thought process? He just seems to just do whatever the plot needs him to do. Like he doesn't really have a personality.
He wants the empire to be a real empire or something like that.
He will finish what his grandfather started, but he's so ignorant that he doesn't realize his grandfather became a good guy.
Yeah, but what is it his grandfather started? Like, what did Kylo actually want to do?
Yeah, what was it that Darth Vader was even doing? He was just following orders.
Yeah, he was just kind of doing his imperial thing, bossing about the Empire, trying to kill Jedi,
But in this movie, he says that the First Order will be a real empire. Like, what are you talking about, buddy?
I thought they were a real empire. What does it mean, not a real empire? They own the fucking galaxy. There's no one standing in their way at this point. The resistance is pitiful.
I have to talk about the Irishmen for one moment. I'm quite sure the Irish love their potatoes, so they will defeat you they'll probably go to the death about talking about chips or crisps or whatever they call them. So
the Irish call them crisps. So.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
There we go.
You are very correct, Punished Berserker. You invented chips, they are called chips. We invented the fucking language. We can say whatever it is.
Yeah, but we're Americans. We don't have to give a shit
Also,
about anything.
We all know all potatoes are owned by the Irish, so we have to go by their definitions as well. And they say crisps.
Yeah, but we're Americans. We don't have to measure anything. We don't have to make sense. It can be feet. It can be yards. We don't give a fuck. Deal with it.
I gotta say, Canadians make some good crunchy potato things, so I'm sure you guys will love them if you ever come to Canada. So.
It's called a French fry, even though they're from Belgium. We don't care. Deal with it.
Why do you call them fries what if they're baked?
It doesn't matter. It's because we want to eat fries. We want the word to be fries, even if it's baked, even if it's boiled in water. It's a fry.
Oh, come on. Madeline invented the fond frite, making it French fries in the mid-90s.
There's like different kinds. So there's not just fries. There's also chips. So like fries are like the really thin ones, then chips are like the thicker ones. Then you have wedges, which are often just kind of cut up potato that's been baked.
Right. So steak frites would be a standard steak dinner, and you have your frites, which are a very specific kind of cut of
shoelace cut.
Potato. Yeah, they're very thin.
Just because I'm an American and I use stupid words for things doesn't mean I'm not cultured. I'm not swine. Okay?
Unless you're in Quebec and you eat poutine, then you're weird. You're just
the fuck is poutine.
Poutine is very interesting, and more interesting than Maj0r Lee.
It's very filling.
Poutine for an hour.
I could, but I don't think that's a very important topic right now. Poutine is the greatest thing to do with fries. Wow, those are fighting words, sir. Wow.
I don't know about that. I think everything is good on fries, that you can think of that's savory. Like chili cheese fries are good, cheese fries are good, man. Poutine's good. How can you go wrong?
The main thing is fat. So if you fry anything, it's going to be good.
Oh, hell yeah.
So starch is just a very acceptable thing to fry. It absorbs a lot of flavor. So
I'm sure the Scottish would agree.
The Scottish would disagree if they felt like it.
Leia's sacrifice was extremely well done.
It's not a sacrifice.
No.
He dies.
It's force-assisted suicide overdose.
Yeah, she just commits forced suicide.
She just lays down and dies. We have no idea what happened to her.
A fucking silhouette leaning over. That's well executed.
Yeah. They should have just had a funeral at the beginning of the movie.
Or better yet, leave all of the stuff, including Leia, as just someone as a voice impersonator, and have her be like over transmissions. She can be the one rounding up people in the core worlds to fight against the First Order, and they periodically give her a transmission message to catch up on what she's doing. And they're like, "Hey, Leia,
voice, stop thinking. You need to stop thinking. Turn that brain off."
And then she can be the one to round up all the people. She can inspire the core worlds to stand up against the First Order, and just every now and then she'll be like, call up and like, "Hey Ray, how's the hunt for the fucking third MacGuffin of the film going?" Have people joining our side.
Leia dying is about as equally as effective as Rey having the ability to bring people back from the dead. There's no explanation. It just happens. She can now just do it. Like, there's no, like, did she die of something? Was there a sickness? Was it old age? Did she just decide?
She just decided to die.
Yeah.
Hell,
the way it is inspired is that she's doing it because, Maz says, "Oh, Leia knows what she needs to do, and she's gonna do that thing," and then she kind of like walks off.
The rebels have fallen down a well.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah, voice. You actually had a good idea. Like, if a lot of the problems with her appearance could be waved off by it was a hologram, and kind of you can
Yeah,
apply
she
some of
could
the
be a-
edginess
She
to the
could be a
hologram.
because you're gonna have to CG her anyway,
Yeah,
and then just have her appear as a hologram, and then you got a voice actor or stand-in to.
Yeah, if they wanted to do a scene where she has to make a choice to save Rey, and she has to communicate this feeling to her son, you really have to build it up. Like, she's trying to communicate to him. She's seeing the tension. He wants to kill her. She has to do something. And she pulls out a pistol and shoots her head off. It's like, oh, that would be shocking. But there's no buildup. She just walks away. You see her silhouette, and then she dies. You're like, oh, okay. There's nothing to connect these scenes.
yeah. It's basically like I guess it's like she did the same thing Luke did. Problem is, it was dumb when Luke died of a force overdose.
Oh
It
yeah, I
was
love that.
dumb.
Force
If
suicide.
you use too much force power, then you die. Did you know that?
You-
Like, why would that be?
This is not the Wheel of Time. It doesn't work like that.
That's not how the Force works.
Yeah. In Wheel of Time, you can die from drawing too much of the one power, but that's because the one power is the power of a god. That's the only reason. And the various people have different tolerances for how much they can use. If you do it in a dumb way, or do it improperly, you could die or lose your ability to
Yeah, I
use
think
magic.
we're turning this chat into a food chat. Just savory things on fries? I've never had your fries dipped in a milkshake, and that experience is...
It's all right. The thing
I'm
about
okay with
fries
it.
dipped in a milkshake is it's like that's one of those things that a kid comes up with at a table. It's nothing that you would ever get in a restaurant. It's like there's a whole class of like things that people like to do that are quirks that are just not culinary, and that's one of those things. Like, if you can enjoy that little bit of sweetness, but if you go up to somebody and you go, you know what the best condiment is on fries? It's milkshake. Then you need to get out of my face, okay? It's nowhere near ketchup.
It's kind of like going to the CNE we have in Toronto, which is a fairground, and they have like Mars bars dipped in oil, and it's like fried Mars bars.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
It's disgusting to me, and we have that here, and people like to riff on how that's like an American thing, and I'm like, no, that's somebody that is like sick in the brain trying to make money off of other people that are sick in the brain.
Trying to make money off diabetes.
Yeah, like fried ding dongs and fried this and that, and I mean, like, I like anything fried is good, but there's just some things that like that goes beyond the pale. You know what I mean? Like, don't fry everything. Some things are better fried than other things. Like French fries are delicious.
There's a series of videos I've been watching called the Try Channel, I think, and it has a bunch of Irishmen and women trying random things. And the one that is most memorable to me is when they try Krispy Kremes.
Oh, interesting.
And it is their minds are just getting blown away because it's so sweet and fat and moist and delicious. And once you have a Krispy Kreme donut, I mean, there's really nothing else that compares.
It's so I gotta be honest. Krispy Kreme is so sweet that I can't eat a whole one. It's I start to get like a headache from how much sugar it is.
It's dangerous. Yeah, you have to be very careful.
And it has to be eaten right, like
fresh. Yeah,
a couple minutes after out, and then put some coffee on that. You don't need any black coffee; it'll turn into sweetened coffee immediately.
Yeah. So
again, better than Maj0r Lee.
Oh.
But I think it would have been incredible and made more sense if Kylo turns around and then we actually see Leia standing there, basically making her do exactly what Luke did.
Yeah, anything.
We've already made this connection.
Anything that potentially gives Leia something to do.
So Kylo turns around, sees a Force vision of Leia dying.
I thought that was what was implied.
That would really confuse the crap out of me the next scene when he talks to his dad, who's not a Force vision.
Yep. Which is already confusing.
Yeah.
That never made sense to me. I'm like, oh, he's back, but he's not a Force ghost. How did we manage this? And then somebody explained to me later, oh, it's because that's actually Leia using her Force powers. I'm like, that's just creepier.
Yeah,
I'm gonna role play as your dad before I die.
It's heavily inferred that this is his memory forgiving him and not actually any kind of Force ghost.
That is
Yeah.
pathetic.
Yeah, it's
That is
super
so
pathetic.
pathetic.
They should have
He's
just went
him-
like he had the Force. That would have at least brought him back, or maybe just don't bring him back at all.
He's
How can you
forgiving himself at this point? It's his own memory. He's imagining his father forgiving him.
It was
And-
Snoke.
And yet, this is the thing that turns him to the light.
I bet they could have found an actress or a voice actress to emulate Carrie Fisher rather well.
Yeah,
I'm quite sure it's not hard to find.
probably not.
Yeah, considering you guys are familiar with Jim Cummings, right?
No.
Can't say I am.
He subbed in for both Jeremy Irons and Christopher Lloyd when they
Oh.
were doing their singing in Anastasia and Lion King, respectively.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, now I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can get somebody that does a voice like person impersonation to do that, but you can also get there's a new way to do granular synthesis and recreate people's voices. You could mix those two together.
Like, they have so much money, so many resources. I'm sure someone on the Star Wars set could have figured this out.
They could create brand new technology which could perfectly recreate someone's voices using voice clips. Considering the amount of technology which
Yeah.
ILM has made, they could. Who fuck knows if that's possible?
They've done it with Jordan Peterson. I know that because there's all these deep fakes of him talking. So
Mhm.
not hard to do.
Well, I assume it is hard, but with the limited resources of Disney, they could probably do
Oh
it.
yeah, they would give him 3 days. They'll figure it out.
Or you could
The
just not have
biggest-
Leia in it because it's stupid.
That's true.
The biggest problem would just be changing things like tone and the pitch of the voice at certain words. Because obviously the big problem with automatic speech these days is that it's a bunch of things. It's like, you are currently going down the second road on the left. And if you change the pitch of the voice in different parts, you could probably make it sound a lot more realistic.
Well, they have this. You gotta. I'll link it to you. It's called speech synthesis, and they take all of the different audio of somebody's voice and they break it down into sets of vowels and consonants, and then they rebuild the language through those clips through granular synthesis, which is playing little segments of each of the clip to make artificial vowels and consonants, and so it creates an AI version of your voice. They have Joe Rogan, they got Bill Clinton and JFK, all sorts of people. It's pretty crazy.
So
Martin
what
Luther
Major Lee's doing here is he's just saying, hey, it would be great if this. It's like, yes, Major Lee, it would be great if it was a different movie. You're right, but it's not.
Yes.
Just replica films. Industrial Lights and Magic does do the same CGI in Marvel movies. I'm pretty sure they've pretty much done almost every Marvel film. As far as I'm aware, people know that. People know that Industrial Lights and Magic do that work. And even then, Industrial Lights and Magic don't do it for the credit. They do it for money.
Okay,
They get credit. ILM gets credit.
Mhm.
I don't know why. Who's saying that ILM doesn't get credit?
Replica films.
Yeah, but
Like,
who is going out there and saying ILM like instead of that?
Mhm.
ILM is like
Oh, yeah.
one of the only companies that in America that still has like that kind of luster to it because it was invented as a physical house and then became a digital one and was built up from scratch. I don't know who doesn't say that stuff. But they're not the only ones, and they're not the only ones on the Marvel movies too. There's like a dozen different CGI
Yeah.
studios, and they all do different things, and they're all over the
There's-
world,
there's
from
a lot,
China to
but
India.
it is spearheaded by Industrial Lights and Magic a lot of the time.
They are credited. I don't know what you're talking about saying that ILM isn't credited. ILM is one of the most well-known FX studios in the business. I mean, but
If
people
anything-
outside of the business do not care about the details of films unless they're like hyper aware people.
If anything, like the other studios that work on the films don't get like as much credit as Industrial Lights and Magic because everyone knows Industrial Lights and Magic. Not as many people know the much smaller studios that work on it.
I mean, yeah, there's just like a bunch of different studios. There's a lot of different artists and all that kind of stuff. There's thousands of people that don't get recognized from movies. That's why they have credits.
All right, guys, let's keep going. Come on.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Now, if you didn't cry during this scene, you have no soul.
Yeah,
didn't cry.
Yeah,
whatever.
apparently,
Yeah, you
I
have
have-
bad taste in movies, and I don't want to be friends with you.
Your
I didn't
soul
cry.
has left
Fucking sue me.
your body and your astral projecting in the movie theater. I would also just like to point out how much Finn cares about Rey, but he's not overbearing about it. He doesn't.
Oh, shit, kidding me?
What?
3 films. That's all he does.
He travels across a deadly ocean just to shout Ray.
He has been wanting to get into her pants for a year at least.
You have a boyfriend? Cute boyfriend?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
Stop
that
holding
line.
my hand.
All right, fine, bitch. Damn.
I mean, I wouldn't want to
When
hold
she
you.
heals Kylo and then takes off in a TIE fighter. He lets her do her thing and trusts
He
that
has no option. What are you talking about?
Just stuck there holding the girl who wants to be with him, but he's too enamored with Rey that he just doesn't notice.
Just when they reunite, just fucking slaps her. It's like, why did you abandon me on the Death Star with the most dangerous man in the world?
Kylo could have just straight up murdered, the rest of them and her friends. Like, Kylo could murder everyone there,
Yeah.
and she just fucking left.
She left.
What a great friend.
For all she knows, Kylo showed up. She has no reason to believe he came alone. She could, as far as she's aware, there's a First Order Star Destroyer on the planet, and she fucking takes off in a fighter, leaving them with a Millennium Falcon that, as far as she knows, can't fly away. And Kylo could have brought his entire fleet of Star Destroyers with him, and she just left them there. She doesn't check on them before she goes. She just fucking gets up and leaves, and she could have left them to die for all she's aware.
Even then, it doesn't make sense why she's leaving.
When she's transmitting the Wayfinder to the base, she doesn't know that they're back there. She has no reason to believe they are there because she fucking left them and has no reason to believe they have a way off the planet.
Yeah. Couldn't she at least get them away from the lightsaber wielding psychopath who is very, very close to them?
But he needs to have that moment with his dad to do something. I don't know why.
Just kind of sits there with his thumb up his ass until his imaginary dad comes.
Can you imagine these two watching him? It's like, what are you doing? He's like, what?
What's Kylo doing? Who are you talking to? Why is he just throwing his lightsaber in the ocean? Hey, look, maybe we should just shoot him while he doesn't have a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Also, how does he get off the planet? Is
He
there
uses a TIE
fully
fighter.
intact- Yeah, a fully intact TIE fighter in the
Yes.
remains of the Death Star?
That is exactly what he uses. Like, and then when he turns up at the planet, there's a TIE fighter behind him. It's a regular ass TIE fighter.
Where did
So,
he get it from?
and those regular ass TIE fighters don't have hyperdrives either.
Well, if it's a First Order one,
No, it's just a regular Empire TIE fighter. It is. You can see it is a regular ass Empire TIE fighter. It's not
Yeah,
special.
that's the thing. He must have either found one that was somehow perfectly intact from the Death Star, but that would make no sense because they can't travel through hyperspace, or he somehow got one off the First Order after Palpatine declared that
He's a traitor.
Kylo was no longer on their side.
Even then, how the fuck did he find a working TIE fighter?
No idea.
Yeah,
The fucking thing crashed from space after exploding.
I think that the most logical answer is that it's one from the First Order, but that would make no sense anyway.
It doesn't have to make sense.
space magic.
It's a Star
It's
movie
space
for
magic.
wizard kids.
Stop using logic.
You don't search for logic in a Star Wars
I
movie.
just love how every scene just leaves
Stop
the
using
characters. They
logic
just
in a
cut
J.J.
to another
Abrams
scene.
movie.
There's so many questions raised. Like, did Kylo just leave the desert planet after Rey blew up that ship? It's like, yep, he just walked away. Everyone just walks away.
Didn't Poe basically leave Rey speechless in their first argument? He's like, why are you not with us? You are the best fighter we've got. You should be out there in the field fighting by our side. And she's left stunned by that because she has no response. But then she abandons them 3 separate times. Like, wow.
Yeah. Why?
That's my hero.
Just because the script said so.
Yeah, I can really see how Rey's a hero for little girls. Abandoning her friends, letting them die, arguing with them for no reason.
Beating them up.
That she knows what she's doing.
She's showing us. She's showing us how to get there.
What was that about? What?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what that was about.
Maj0r Lee.
We went from Poe or Finn being understanding of Rey, and all of a sudden we go to this.
Understanding Nail Eater.
Oh damn it! Understanding what is this?
I don't know.
What is this?
I have no idea.
What the
I
fuck
knew it
is
was
he
going to be
on?
random. I didn't know it was bizarre.
Random It's random, incoherent, juvenile crap happening at light speed, 8%, at light speed rapidity.
All right, maybe he got too bored of his own video. He wanted to spruce things up.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
That's also the rebel symbol and not the resistance symbol.
Now, I love that Luke makes fun of his saber tossing in The Last Jedi, and I
Really?
He just loves shit.
Do you know what that means, Maj0r Lee?
I love it.
Even though it is a blatant retcon, it is one of the biggest ones in the whole movie. And there's some big retcons.
Now I stubbed my toe on the table. I love it.
Doesn't he go like, Rey's like, yeah, well, you came to this planet to live alone, and Luke goes, yeah, that was the fucking wrong decision.
And what if he was like, what if he goes like, a Jedi's weapon deserves a better rider than Rian Johnson? And then Rey goes, that's right, I love JJ.
He like grabs the lightsaber, he's like, this is the most important fucking thing in the universe, and then look right at the camera and flip Rian Johnson off.
I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Yeah.
Record scratch.
Oh my gosh. This is so awful.
And I love that it's awful. I'm Maj0r Lee. It's great.
I love that he's making fun of Rian Johnson,
you're
but not
wrong.
really.
It's so self-aware, and at the same time, it's not aware at all of how self-aware it is.
And if you didn't laugh, then you have no soul.
Okay, let's get going.
Oh, I laughed. I laughed real hard.
really appreciate Mark Hamill's comforting performance in this. But aside from that, this entire Octo scene really bothers me. If you blink, you won't even realize that Rey went to Octo. There's just a super quick shot of the island, a quick shot of some porgs, and that's it. We don't
Yeah, we have no idea where this is, Maj0r Lee. No one has any idea. We don't follow continuity. We didn't watch the previous movie. We have no idea.
We didn't listen to the fact that Rey...
He's trying to argue this setting is too confusing. We have no idea where she is. It's like, does it even matter where she is?
Is that a good thing? Is that
How
a
did
bad
she get
thing?
here so fast?
You know what would be very amusing is if you had like a meme or something of the South Park Indiana Jones scene, only it's Chris Terrio and J.J. Abrams doing that to good old Last Jedi or Rian Johnson.
Oof.
That would be hilarious.
If it, you know how David Finch,
It would be
or sorry,
terrible.
in Dune, how Finch was in his own movie.
Lynch.
If JJ was in his own movie and he was like getting attacked and I don't know, blown up by something like a Death Star tech weapon or something stupid that that Ryan invented or something. It's just like
I would love if JJ was in the movie and he was like one of the guys that was he was the Imperial guy that was going to fire the Death Star and destroy the planets. And right before he did, he had it like zoomed in on his sunglasses, and you could just see this giant toothy smile as the laser beam shoots out. He'd be like, "More power, more planets must be destroyed,
more lens flares, more flashy CGI."
He's like Hux. Hux is like the analog for J.J. Abrams. That's what it should be. J.J. should play Hux, and then Rian Johnson can play Snoke.
I'm trying to process that right now. I don't know. Yeah, a bunch of Rian Johnsons in a jar.
And we can have George Lucas playing Luke Skywalker. No, I didn't want. I just wanted to stay here and make personal films. And then Ray's like, "You got to help us with Star Wars." But Ray is actually played by that Star Wars girl. And George is like, "Yeah, but I'm like 70, and I just, I just want to raise my family and have a good time." And come on, we got the Star Wars. Yeah, it was a goofy space science fiction movie I made when I was out of college. And come on, Luke. Sorry, I don't know.
That went into like a whole story there.
Yeah.
Come on, Luke, damn it. We need more money.
Oh,
I don't really feel like it.
And Kathleen
Oh.
Kennedy plays Holdo.
A little bit of repression there, but that's okay.
Oh, well, I mean, she doesn't tell anyone the plan. In fact, there is no fucking plan.
Just like Kathleen.
So it's a perfect analogy. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's what the next level of video essay is going to be. Is that the Star Wars movies were a meta commentary on making the Star Wars movies?
Dear God.
You can see it happening.
All right, let's keep going.
You don't see her TIE fighter fly there and accidentally land on a fish nun's house. Nothing. Not only does the island feel like a fake film set, but Mark Hamill is clear.
Are you out of your... It's the freaking same set.
It's the same
Yeah,
icon.
it is.
The entire last film on.
They just go to the same place where they filmed last time. Let's imagine what they did.
You need some landmarks. You need some... The Porgs weren't enough. Okay. You needed the fish nun's house to be smashed by the TIE fighter.
You see the Porgs, they're everywhere now.
Yeah.
They're like the cancerous rodent of Star Wars.
Like Chewie just kind of took him off on the Falcon, and then everywhere the Falcon left, like two of them just kind of hopped off, and now they're just spreading like rabbits.
What a bizarre argument. We have no idea this is Octo. Okay, Maj0r Lee, I guess.
But
Despite all the evidence you just listed.
What else would it be?
I love how
What else would it be?
this is still part 2, and we're like 22 minutes in, and it's just it's proof that Maj0r Lee is more what the fucks per minute than any other content creator.
Which is probably why he likes the game so much.
Yeah, the way that his mind works is just an enigma.
It's like, whoa, I wasn't expecting. Whoa, it's so fast. Whoa, this is cool.
It's like you show somebody they're gonna go on a roller coaster, and then you show them the roller coaster and like how it works, and then he goes like gets really excited, like I have no idea what's gonna happen. You're like, yeah, but I just showed you the whole thing, and then the whole time he's just screaming. You're like, what the hell, dude? Why you,
like,
it's not that amazing.
I
No,
guess,
processing but it's probably not worth now.
I guess the Rise of Skywalker, the entire sequel trilogy, is basically a shot of a drug that we're just immune to. Everybody else eats up.
Well, it does numb your brain, so I guess that would do it.
The way he's talking about it, Maj0r Lee probably
Yes.
goes on the teacup ride and busts a nut.
Oh, yeah, but the teacup's in the shape of like
Fucking Porg.
Millennium Falcon or something. I don't know.
Oh God, that's really... It's like Autopia, but it's all Star Wars.
I span around in a circle. It was epic, but I couldn't really understand where I was because all I could see was blurs everywhere. But it was still good.
Yeah.
And if you didn't like it, then
And then I threw up and nearly died, but it was the best day of my life, or something like that.
I was really
No,
surprised
it's
when
explosive diarrhea smud. It's explosive diarrhea smud. Get it right.
I love that the ride was broken down.
Or
It
both.
made it more
That's
interesting.
also a possibility.
Yeah. When I waited for 5 hours, it was awesome. I got to stare at
I
people.
love that the ride has no kind of health and safety measures whatsoever. And I love that it goes off to a drop where everyone just screams and dies. That was the best part because no one was expecting to fucking die.
I was so scared I expelled from
I have
both
to look
ends
at-
and it was epic.
Epic gamer moment.
I got to look at the women in the line. It was great.
Oh,
Oh my
that's creepy. Yeah,
Oh,
Let's continue. Let's
yeah. Let's just keep going.
Really wearing a wig. And if that's not a wig, well, then he did not use the right shampoo that day.
It's a wig. We get it.
He had such nice hair in The Last Jedi.
Really?
This
The
is
sort of
just
fucking
disturbing for some reason.
wait, why did he lose hair? I don't.
Because he was lazy. Because they didn't want to pay him. He didn't want to take the money to do the whole growing the hair thing again. It's like, fuck it. Why would I do that again? Remember how he was complaining about how much they tortured him for The Force Awakens to get into shape, and then they had him on screen for like 15 seconds and did nothing? Why would he be loyal to that?
And then, for The Last Jedi, he did bugger all.
Well, they did his hair for that one scene. That's true, but you know,
Imagine putting an actor through the emotional pain of all of this stuff, like all this loss and philosophical closure that's coming through your life's work in the form of a negative outcome for your character.
yeah,
And
I
then-
remember him
oh, yeah,
talking
I get-
about the
Sorry.
scene for the lightsaber gets pulled from the ground and Rey catches it. He's like, "Where am I? I thought that was supposed to be my scene."
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "This is."
She hasn't even gone to take him off a training.
and then you have Ryan Johnson's producer being like, "Oh, he thought he was going to be the hero, but he's not the hero. He thought he was going to be the Obi-Wan, but he's more of the Obi-Wan character now." And he's got this like evil smile on his face, like, "Haha, I get to be the one that kills Luke
He's
Skywalker."
not even that. Yeah, I really loved the hack brought me absolute annihilation of Ryan Johnson's abortion. That was amazing 3 hours.
Fakes to Classa.
Reason. It's kind of weird that Luke and Leia knew Rey was a Palpatine this whole time.
Leia knew it too.
putting it mildly.
How did she know?
Why didn't she say anything?
How?
Why would you? Ray, all she wants to know is where she
No.
comes from, who her family is. Like, oh yeah, you came from this. Thanks, Leia.
So did Leia know like almost immediately and just went up and hugged Rey for no reason? It's like, hey, you're Palpatine's daughter. I'm just gonna fucking hug you.
Well, you know, she's being nice, but why didn't she be nice completely? Say, hey, you know what? This is the big secret you want to know about your life. I have it. Here you go.
And we all know it's because they didn't plan it. They had no idea what was going on. This is all just excuses.
Say Leia knew it too. Does that mean she recently found out or knew the entire time? When did Luke find out? Did Luke know that he was once hunting the alien who killed Rey's parents? Did they know for that long?
Yeah.
Who fucking cares? And you're telling
Who fucking cares?
Yeah. Who cares? That's
Exactly.
my reaction
Yeah,
right now.
I'm a critic, and my solution is going to be who fucking cares.
What a great line of reasoning. We're analyzing a through line of a movie, and we come to the conclusion, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Who
fuck
cares?
Tell me
Screw
Luke
it.
just
Nobody
had some
cares.
other
It's for-
saber
it's a
hidden
dumb space
behind his
wizard
toilet
movie.
throughout the entirety of The Last Jedi? Come on with that.
You'll take.
So he's admitting it's bad.
That's
Thank you,
actually-
Major Lee. You're admitting it's
That's
bad.
actually
There's hope for Major Lee
that's
yet.
actually a very appropriate metaphor. It's actually an appropriate metaphor. It's the whole sequel trilogy. The good ideas were being hidden right behind the toilet.
And the toilet being The Last Jedi.
Shows how much they cared. Yeah. Yeah.
Take both sabers to Exegol.
Ugh.
I don't have the Wayfinder.
Ugh.
You have everything you need.
That's better. You know, I think people were exaggerating with that Exegol being.
Oh,
too blue. It's
no.
not bad, okay.
What did he say? Exegol 2 what?
I hate the word exegol, by the way.
That's better. You know, I think people were exaggerating with that Exegol being too blue. It's not that bad. Okay, that's pretty fucking blue. This is the best part.
No, it
of the
isn't. It's
film.
retarded. It's retarded. Why the hell are they using horses?
No.
They transported horses to
Why are they
ride
ground-
on a Star Destroyer.
Why are they doing a ground assault on a Star Destroyer?
And don't they use bows too Aren't they like arrow people?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I love that colloquialism that like somehow bows and arrows and all that stuff can be equivalent to guns, and it's just so fantasy. And then putting it in sci-fi, and then putting it in Star Wars specifically where it's never been before. Why? What is the pathological reasoning behind avoiding everything that's colloquially known as Star Wars? Why can't they just do one, like stick to something? Make up your mind.
Because they could jam
I
the
know
speeders.
people have said this.
Because they could jam the speeders, apparently.
He thinks this is the best scene in the movie.
No,
Yeah.
But why doesn't the Star Destroyer just tilt, turn to a 90-degree angle? Like everyone inside might get knocked around a little bit, but you're going to knock every single one of those rebels off, to die. And then, oh look, they don't have any ground forces now. Well, I guess there's no risk. We can just
What are you going to do on a horse? What is like? Where are they
The
going?
horse can get shot.
Yeah, where are they going
The horse
exactly?
can easily shot and killed.
They're not conducting a joust. They're not like transporting something that you need a horse for. Where are they going? What are they doing?
Yeah,
And
this
they're
thing
not-
that we love to sell spaceship toys for. Let's put them on horseback.
Yeah, are they selling horse toys now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Also-
and then here's the thing. Like you go, okay, out of all the things in Star Wars that we haven't seen space versions of, I totally understand why they put horses in The Last Jedi, because there are no real space horses. There's no crystal foxes either. But two things. One is maybe you shouldn't add that in there. Maybe you shouldn't put that stuff in there. And number two, once you've already done that, why do you go back to the same well for creativity? We already had those Farthiers. So those aren't even the same horses as the horses from The Last Jedi. Why not incorporate those? Like Rose saved them. They went back to Canto Bight, and then you have the little kid, and he's on top of one of them, and he's grown up a little bit, and now he's a Jedi. Like they can't even reference their own shit.
Because that would be infinitely worse.
It doesn't matter if it's bad or worse. They can't even do the basic bare minimum.
Yes,
They can't follow along. They can't write a story.
Like, would that have been
Yeah.
interesting at least that they saved the horse dogs or whatever and used them?
Do something. I mean, but you have the same class of animal, but they're different species for no reason, which is something that the sequel trilogy keeps doing over and over again. You have all these aliens from Star Wars that could be interesting and come back. Rhodians. You have Jawas that come back in The Mandalorian. You have the Hutts. You have all sorts of creatures that could be existent. But why not why not bring the Duros back? Because we want more flesh-colored aliens that look like they're from Doctor Who with squinty faces? I don't understand this logic. And it just seems like nobody had a directive and everybody just did whatever they felt like. And it has no consistent aesthetic.
Also, you don't use cavalry to assault fortified positions. Speaking as a person who loves military history, you use cavalry to hit infantry with
But use it
lance
for
grids.
circling, right? And flawed action.
Yeah, you use your cavalry to harass the Franks and drive the enemy infantry into your infantry by hitting them and making them go into disarray. This is so utterly incompetent military strategy. I cannot stand this abysmal excuse for tactics.
Here's what you do. You get your infantry and you use them to attack tanks head on. No artillery cover or air cover support. Then you use the cavalry to go directly at the fortified tower positions armed with swords. No ranged weapons. And you call it a
10 out of
Star
10.
Wars attack.
You see, it's a triplet or gallop version of the Force theme, and the horses are
What?
He's saying that the music has like a horsey theme.
triplet
It's
or
similar
gallop
to the
version
Force.
of the Force theme.
Oh, the music. Okay.
Yeah, the music.
And she's got a bow. It's so cute. Look at that little bow she's got. Oh, geez.
That's going to do a lot of damage.
I'm gonna
I'm pretty
attack
sure.
a spaceship with a bow.
I'm pretty sure you wouldn't need flex tape to fix whatever the fuck that's gonna pierce.
Need flex tape to fix Maj0r Lee's brain.
I doubt that Dr. House or Dr. Strange could fix this person's brain.
Asking coddled movie makers to know anything about real wars. LOL.
Indeed.
These are the horses that are the ground forces Finn came up with for assaulting the tower on the ground that they could have just shot from the air at any point anyway.
Yes, they have bombers, and then the ship doesn't have any shields in atmosphere for some
Which
reason.
they were
They don't
about
have
to
shields
do.
in atmosphere.
They were about to attack the tower, and they said, "Oh, wait, it's not doing its job anymore."
Why would Imperial stormtroopers who are exposed to like scouter bikes or that kind of tactics not use bikes? Why wouldn't you want to put that in there? I mean, obviously we've asked this question a million times. It's just so dumb.
I think the bigger question is, if they have bombers, why didn't they attack the tower on the Star Destroyer with the
Yes.
they brought?
Well, you don't even need a bomber. X-Wings can fire proton torpedo bombs, and there is no shields. Again, they explicitly say that they can't have shields up in atmosphere, and they all, weirdly enough, they also say the Star Destroyers don't know which way is up.
And what prevents General Pride from just switching the transmission back to the one on the ground while they're assaulting on his ship? Is like, okay, they've all landed on the ship. We've basically boxed them in with our own troops. They can't get back. Let's just turn the one back on that's on the ground, and then we can just waste their time until we're ready to leave.
I honestly thought that's what they were going to do. They were going to like swap it up.
Why
It's
not?
like, oh, well, we're just going to go back to the ground now.
Here's a galaxy brain take. Why not have both towers active at the same time? Whoa!
No, because that would make sense.
And why do the shields not work in atmosphere? That's stupid.
Well, one of the things I could excuse is, not being able to use shield in atmosphere, because maybe you can say it costs too much power to, keep the ship up. But the way they do it in this film is just contrived. It just doesn't. It's like.
It's just there for the sake of evening the playing field there ever so slightly.
Yeah.
And making those Star Destroyers so utterly glass cannony that all it takes is a few good shots on one of their Death Star lasers, and then they blow up.
You guys just don't understand the themes. I don't understand the theme of music that Maj0r Lee's talking about that's so important. I have no idea what he jumped to music all of a sudden.
Even Alex Shaw said, who is the theme god, said that there are barely any metatextual things in this film. He's the School of Movies guy. You and LiteratureDevil covered him a while back. He was the guy who said that Samwise Gamgee is the hero of Lord of the Rings.
He is correct.
That's weird.
No, that's absolutely correct. Samwise Gamgee is MVP.
I disagree. I think Grima Wormtongue is the hero.
Well, he did kill Saruman, so I guess.
He did do a thing.
Yeah, he did.
Did a thing. Did it well.
Anyway,
he did fuck it up.
Let's
get
going.
back to let's keep going. Get the bus back on the road.
And the horses are galloping. Boof. Whatever is going on.
What else are the horses going to do?
Horses galloping. Oh my god!
Oh,
time with the music.
That's kind of what they do. They gallop. What are they going to hop?
Fucking
bloody brilliant.
On here is scary as shit. This feels
No.
good to look at.
No, it's not. Sorry, Maj0r Lee.
Oh look, a bunch of hooded guys. Ooh.
A big arena full of a crowd is not scary.
With red helmets. Ooh.
But how are they surviving this? I mean, really? Oh, that's right. R2-D2 is in this movie. Totally forgot because he does nothing. But I'll tell you who.
Wait a second. Did he just say R2-D2 and C-3PO have a role in this film?
He said Chewbacca and R2-D2 have bigger roles in this film.
Yeah, he said that at the start of
He's
this.
he's just contradicted himself. Like,
I can go back and
Oh my
watch the
gosh,
first half.
what?
I'm quite sure he said that they all have a role.
oh yeah, I am sure. He did. He said it. Oh my gosh, Lee, get somebody to doctor your stupid scripts. Do you just write it off the cuff?
Yes, I think we've achieved that. He has no concept of what happens after a sentence, and he just writes a new idea, and that happens to be an entire paragraph.
He's contradicted himself so much. It's a good film, but it's a terrible film. Oh, it's a brilliant film. Oh, there's all these things that are amazing, and he shits on it for half an hour, but then still says it's amazing.
I can't tell what setting we're in. There's not enough landmarks like the porgs and the skyline and the actual ground and the scenery and Luke and the huts and everything. Oh, wait. Oh, we're on Octo. Oh.
And Luke raises the frickin' X-Wing as the Force Ghost.
He needed Rey to land her TIE fighter on a fish nun's hut. That would have done it for him.
Yeah, great. More
great.
bathos humor. More bathos humor. Great.
Who does something is that little Ben Solo. The shot of him coming to save Rey feels like he's also coming to save this movie. And seeing
yeah, he fails.
Ow.
Yeah, he fails miserably. He fails miserably to save this movie, even though Adam Driver is probably really clearly trying his best to save this movie.
He succeeded miraculously at failing.
Yeah.
Him
I
fight
feel
with the
bad
blue
for Adam
saber.
Driver, personally.
Well, he's a great actor, but yeah, he's in a really stupid film.
Used to be,
I don't feel bad for him at all.
Well,
He's very rich.
This is true.
Isn't Adam Driver a veteran?
Yes, a veteran of the Star Wars.
Yeah.
No.
We're not going to
Yeah,
discuss
he's the next Marine.
Knights of Ren's reasoning for fighting their boss.
Are they the boss? We have no idea who the Knights of Ren are. None.
And they're not even
I don't even.
monkeys.
What is a Ren?
I have no idea.
Lightsaber. It is a lightsaber. Apparently, it's a word for that means lightsaber.
Knights of the Saber,
Knights of the
really?
lightsaber.
Just call it the Knights of the Old Republic, and it's kind of just do it.
Hang on, wait a minute. Knights of the
That would
Saber,
piss everyone off if you did that.
the saber, but they don't even use sabers.
Yeah.
They're using regular ass clubs.
Yeah.
Even that
It's
one
something-
guy who fought Finn with his weapon that counters a lightsaber.
Are
had
they
a
all
lightsaber.
want to be Jedi? They don't have the thing they're calling themselves, like how Kylo wants to be his grandfather, so they're all following Kylo, and they're calling themselves the Knights of Ren because they don't have lightsabers.
Oh my god! And are the people that are making this movie calling it Star Wars because it's not Star Wars?
Yeah.
Right.
It all makes sense.
I get
Like
it.
this thing that
I
we
don't
all
get
knew
it.
was going to happen. We've been waiting years to see it, and it totally delivers. I don't know which I prefer, this or the Solo Blaster Sprint. Either way, this
What?
part is just awful.
Wow, the Solo blaster
Solo-
sprint.
He didn't look where he was fucking shooting, and that's not even fucking Solo did. Actually, no, I take it back. He did it in Force Awakens, but
But that was
Jesus
retarded.
Christ, yeah, that was still stupid because you still need to aim where you're gonna fucking shoot, even if you're a good shot. You need to see who you're shooting.
Where did his gun go, by the way, when he started
No,
fighting?
it just vanishes. Like he could just straight up shoot the Knights of Ren, but he's like, oh well, may as well die.
Like the
It's a
knight.
shame.
The fucking man who
Good
killed
Lord.
his father.
Who else was the man? Was it
Killed
was
his
it Finn?
dad.
Was Finn the man?
No,
Oh, it was Poe. Poe was the man who fucking learned from his lessons or resistance leader. Something on this line. I don't care enough to remember.
You know what? I agree. He was the man, and then the other guy was also the man. Some of the people in the movie were the women. You know, makes sense.
And some of the others were the children too.
The children, yeah. I hate them.
Oh.
This movie was an animal, and we slaughtered it like an animal.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah.
People have complained that you don't
Everybody
see
else.
enough cockpit shots of who's flying
You
the
see
ship.
enough cock
To be honest,
buffering.
I saw a bunch of ships flying in through light space, so they're literally somewhere in the atmosphere, I guess. And they're just arriving in this very small space.
Just This is so stupid. Look at blow up one of them, and then it sets off a chain reaction, and then all of them blow up. What if there's just
No. You see the bomber just there behind them. You know, the one that is really frail and explodes, and before destroyed like 6 others in a chain reaction.
Shiny. Let me get this straight, Shiny, and I think you understand this. In a world where the Holdo maneuver exists, let's put all our ships together. Like a couple years ago, we saw what happened, but let's just all do the exact same thing, right? That makes sense.
Well, it's a 1 in a million shot nowadays, so
it's 1 in a million. Despite also happening later in this film, really quickly.
Yeah, it happens again.
Oh, I guess it's 1 in a million again. Maybe they just tried like a million times. They kept hyperspacing backwards and forwards until it worked.
Is this movie making fun of me?
No, this movie is giving you the finger.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
At least it's giving your intelligence the finger.
It also took my money, though.
Movie, stop fingering my intelligence.
Alrighty, then.
Well,
going off the rails.
I didn't watch this movie in theaters.
10 more minutes, guys. Let's go.
We got it. We can do this.
Yes.
The only reason I agree is because they show Wedge, but because he's the only person.
Oh my god, I forgot that was in the movie.
A little wedged in. No pun intended. I'm not shooting myself again. And it's just one close-up shot of him. You can barely tell that he's in the Falcon with Lando. I mean, I guess they might as well have shoved Dash Rendar in there, or whoever the fuck.
Hell yeah.
I cannot express how much this line cracks me up.
Lando, you did it! You did it!
Why?
Come on, just watch that again.
Lando, you did it!
You did
it!
Okay. What did he do? That's so important.
It is not even... It's nothing.
Do they even need this fleet? Because don't they defeat Palpatine? All the ships just magically blow up and fall and whatever.
Yeah, that's an accurate assessment.
And how the hell did he get that? How did he get the whole galaxy on his side? Like, what did he do?
He probably had sex with half the galaxy and then kind of called in favors.
And that's
he has like dirty laundry on everyone. He's like, okay, you better.
Yeah.
Well, he's pansexual now, so it's possible.
Have you noticed that every movie, there's this like top-down shot of Finn yelling at some shit? Why is he obsessed with Finn yelling at shit? What does J.J. Abrams like so much about that?
Oh, they hate that shit.
Right. Yeah.
And then he yells at Chewbacca, like he just this giant mouth, just like Maj0r! And like, why does JJ think that's dramatic?
Yeah, how it should have ended made fun of this to no end in their video on this.
Well, essentially, Lando does what Skywalker should have done in the second film. So I don't know how he did it, though. It would have been nice to find out the secret that they needed Skywalker for that Lando could have done in a few minutes.
Oh man, that's just cute.
Look
what
you have made.
Can you talk about the
new red suit, a pimpin' new belt, but a worse-looking face? Now, I absolutely loved the Freddy Krueger Emperor face melting.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Yeah, why not?
I love it.
Why not? Yeah, okay.
Did he flip a coin? Is this all this is? This is a great scene. Can't you see how great the effects are? It makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Okay, as someone who actually cares a lot about visual effects, it's a cool effect, but the problem is it doesn't make any fucking sense. And
it also doesn't look real.
It looks comedic in a.
Yeah.
It looks stupid. I remember that being told by someone. I went to a visual effects house nearby in York, and one of the things that stuck out to me is, well, you've got to remember that it's not always about the technical impressiveness of the visual effect. It's also, if you've got it right in the context of the film, so it has to look right, it has to act right, and it has to make sense. It's like, yes, okay, that's an incredibly good point. But yeah, this is an example where it's technically it's impressive. It may not look completely realistic, but it also doesn't make any sense and has in the context of the film.
I thought that Miguel Rubio, you're right. This is like listening to this guy's id directly. It's exactly what it feels like. His just like internal, like, oh, I love that. Oh, it's cool. Oh,
but he doesn't have a super ego to filter anything out.
No, no.
Or reread his script.
He's got a huge ego. He's like, what? You don't like that? And then he doesn't have like any kind of overarching like self-awareness to be like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I like this thing because I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah. This face.
Maybe I have horrible taste.
The face.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah, it's good.
It's good. Yeah.
You know,
The fans are
the
wrong.
thing is, you can still like a film. But as like say over and over and over and over and over again, if you love the film, really doesn't fucking matter about its quality, because what you've enjoyed and what is of quality are two completely separate things. So, you can love this film as much as you want, but, don't go crying to the fucking roofs about how fucking great it is.
Just give good reasons. That's all you need to do. If you want to do it.
Yeah.
Do it okay the way that you do it.
Yeah, figuring out things are good is really hard to do because you have to explain why something works the way it does when it doesn't look like it should. So when everyone says something is bad, you go, no, this is actually good because of X, Y, Z. You really have to explain yourself. And Maj0r Lee just goes, oh, look at that. Like, yeah, it's good.
Look at
It's
it.
crap.
What about it?
Look at this effect.
I love that.
Plus stuff all around. But something that confused people was the idea that this supposedly conflicts with the Freaky Friday ritual he was just about to make Rey do, where if she kills him in anger, he will be able to take control of her body. But in true
No, not
Palpatine
specifically in
fashion-
anger. Just killing him whatsoever would have set this thing off.
I don't think anger has anything to do with it.
I would agree. It's basically just kill me and I'll inhabit your body. They're basically ripping up Star Wars: The Old Republic at this point.
Yeah, in Star Wars: The Old Republic, there is a moment when the Emperor Valkorion ends up getting killed, and he ends up going into your body, and it ends up kind of, you kind of stuck with him. So that's the way it worked there. It wasn't particularly in hatred.
Where did he get this in anger? I don't remember that at all.
I guess maybe he's referring to the Emperor's throne room scene in Return of the Jedi, because at that point I think he's like, "Oh yeah, strike me down in your hatred."
Also, there's a possibility that you don't even kill Valkorion. He's killed by somebody else. He's killed by Arkin, and if you take the route of kneeling to him, and he still possesses your body anyway.
He's just accidentally zapping himself for the third time and pretty much just kills himself again. And now we're going to shift gears into a subject that I have been itching to itch. If you were wondering whether or not I was going to make it through this entire video without referencing other Star Wars fans' opinions, well, that would have been the case, if not for the level of bitching that...
Time to reference a Mauler post.
Why didn't the movie mourn Ben Solo? I hit that thought like a brick wall. If they had, what? This is not an argument.
No, it's not an argument. They're asking for somebody to acknowledge that somebody did something good. That's not an unreasonable request.
This is like saying, why didn't they hook up at the end of the movie or something stupid like this is not. I've never heard this problem before. Why didn't they feel bad when Ben died? It's like he was a bad guy. Why would you care?
Yeah.
That we have seen over the fact.
Okay. Okay, that's not really an argument either. It's just angry.
Yeah.
That Ben Solo dies. If Lucasfilm.
Okay. So this is like a fangirl who really likes
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all Raylos, all that stupid ass butterfly shit.
So he's just indiscriminately taking random people.
It's basically Raylos fighting each other. This is amazing.
And he's defending the movie because he thinks it's good. And these guys dislike it because they didn't have what they wanted. It's like, okay, this is
They
interesting.
did do it okay the way that they did it.
Oh no. Oh my
Wants to
god.
redeem themselves. The only way to do so is by bringing Ben back. No amount of Baby Ben content or weird interviews from employees can do it. Only by bringing Ben Solo back alive and in the flesh. You know, this is all sounding very familiar. Y'all, I'm sad. What the fuck am I gonna do with all this? God, they got me good. They took my money and I smiled as they slapped me in the face. Here I come. Yeah, now this is a person threatening to sell a literal room full of Star Wars shit just because Ben Solo died. It's really hard to comprehend someone acting like this and not trolling. Yes, it is very sad that Ben Solo died after only being a person for about 5 minutes. That's why it's good. In return,
That's why it's good.
He could have said anything there and ended it with, "That's why it's good."
Yeah, exactly. It could have just been a reference to anything.
He doesn't qualify.
Star Wars is dead now, which means it's underrated. That's why it's good.
Look, blah 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 blah. It's good. You're what the hell, man?
Every time it is it's a series of unqualified statements. They just and this is good.
Yeah, but he could also say it's bad.
Yeah.
And then he starts explaining himself. Oh my god, he's using his brain again. Like, what happened?
And his Ben Solo's final words are "ouch."
Return of the Jedi, we didn't have the true Anakin for very long. And in The Last Jedi, we didn't have the true Luke for very long. The Skywalkers are a fulfill your destiny at the last minute type of family. Because that is what is most impactful to watch. This movie...
Really?
What?
Is it?
Luke Skywalker was a last minute sort of fulfill your destiny kind of guy? Really? 3 films?
Not sure about that, man.
Yeah.
Not sure that checks out.
Yeah, it doesn't. And especially since Anakin, technically, he fulfilled his destiny, yeah, but Luke wasn't even Luke even at the end. He is just a holographic projection of Luke. So stupid.
Was that even Luke's destiny? Yeah. Was he supposed to do that? Did he want to do that?
He saved a bunch of random people who were probably going to die anyway. And it's a few people, like 20 people, and he died because of it. Because he had an overdose of the Force.
We needed some kind of gut punch. And who doesn't want to tear up at that little Ben Solo shirt falling onto the ground? It's a good moment. Now, when
It's a
The
good
Last
moment.
It's a good moment. Apparently.
Yeah, that was great, guys. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
And it was a good moment.
And then everybody clapped.
A section of the fan base was noticeably angry with the film. But with The Rise of Skywalker, it seems there's a different section of the fan base currently holding the angry torch. Women who have questionable taste in men. She's seeing their home together, their wedding.
Oh, no,
their
you can't say
babies,
that, Maj0r
their
Lee. No,
training
they're going to get you.
sessions, the love they'd make, their future. This is the face of a woman who finally found the belonging she sought. But they took it away and killed the only person who understood her.
What? Kylo Ren understood Rey? Really? When was this?
I think maybe they're starting to realize, or some people are realizing, yeah, these Raylos, maybe they're a bit extreme.
Oh my god!
I think maybe they're a bit fucking crazy. Yeah.
This is so...
When I understand someone, I want to drive a saw through their chest. back in the day.
Listen, okay, she's saying they're home together. They're like, they can just like have the Force together, and they're like, their passionate bond. It's a dyad. It's stronger than you know. It's real love.
It's amazing.
dyad, okay.
It's a dyad. Stupid understand it.
So I don't mind Lee making fun of these people, but
Oh, this is amazing.
he's probably not the best guy to do that.
No, he is not. He is not.
Oh boy.
The only person who understood her. What about Finn?
Oh yeah, Finn really connected really well with Rey. Yeah, she really fell for Finn.
Finn and Rey were the strongest relationship I saw on paper. Like from The Force Awakens, I was like, okay, clearly Finn has the hots for Rey, and Rey is like a fish out of water. She's like, she has no idea what it's like to be around other people, and like they can bond together and go on adventures and grow and all that stuff. But then as soon as Kylo gets in the picture, it's like, oh, he's the bad boy now. And then you have this bizarre semi-existent love triangle that's not really there, and then all the Twilight fans put like way too much stock into and make it creepy. So like it's just another one of those things that was lost in not having a plan.
What about Leia and Luke? Rey with her found family versus Rey with her home. You just took the moment when she thought she accidentally killed Chewbacca. Of course she looks miserable. I think some of these are seriously just Russian bots. I mean, look at this.
Russian bots.
Of course, why not?
Seriously, they're Russian bots, okay?
Oh, that's funny.
Posting fan groups about Star Wars. Vladimir, I want you to attack the Americans with the Star Wars.
Da, I will post the relo. Look at how much Kylo love Rey. It is great, yeah.
It's great joke.
Best love.
Oh boy.
See, they love
See
each
how
other.
Ben Solo's smile light up Galaxy?
Oh, he's talking like a Russian.
He's actually doing it.
Oh,
Da, Comrade Lee. Leovsky. Comrade Lenin.
he is on to our tricks. What do we do?
We must purge him from the record book.
Please
I
let
just
Ben
can't
lives.
stop.
Lifts. Loves again. Let Ben smiles again, please. We want Ben back. We want his flesh and bones.
Oh
He
my
has
God.
to come back. Nothing will satisfy us until you bring him back.
No, you're still holding on. Let go.
Now, the Reylo community is
Whoa.
filled with some incredibly
What's going on?
talented who have all lost their
Whoa.
damn
Oh
minds.
my god.
Hey, wait, whoa, okay, I gotta stop it. I gotta stop the stream here. Excuse me. Okay, yeah. Okay, Lee put a bunch of pornographic images on the stream. So I gotta... He
What
posted
about
like 24.
What about the Lee attack on the stream?
Make that 36. I'm still going. All right.
Oh no.
We need the military.
No, he's back again. Okay.
That was
was
shocking.
so
that was quite surprising. Was not expecting that.
All of a sudden, fucking nude NSFW
Nude
radar
pregnancy
call.
photos, camera drawings,
Why?
and Commander Dunn or Captain Dunn has been reduced to a piddling mess of laughter.
That's just him, though. That's just how he normally is.
That's just Dunn.
Oh, this. I was not expecting that. I honestly did not envision this. I didn't wake up this morning expecting to see.
Just breathe.
Raylo.
Slow down, Dunn. Slow down. Just calm down, dude.
All right. I watched about a minute worth of random, I would say about 40, 50 X-rated photos.
I assume what he was talking about was saying, "Oh, well, the Raylo community isn't that bad. It's full of really talented people
that have all lost their minds." That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
So hopefully there won't be any more. I haven't watched past this point, but let's hope there's no more. Okay.
I'm just going to say, yes, there are artists that unfortunately have got a bit batshit insane.
Doesn't he realize that this is a Christian podcast?
There is also like fantastic art of, what was it, like, someone sent me as a joke. I honestly felt sick, and it was horrific. It was like Captain Rex and Commander Cody, both clones, having horrible...
Up. I don't want to know anymore.
Made me puke. Yes, well, yeah, these people have fucking lost their minds.
Okay, anyway,
I'm
we
losing my
lost
mind right now.
We lost voice on the radio, but his PC crashed,
he got killed. Maj0r Lee killed him.
It's late for him, so I totally understand it. So thank you very much, voice on the radio.
Yeah, see you later, man.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry about that, everyone. Hopefully, we should. Well, next time I'll try and watch the whole video before we cover it. And
I'm sorry, my helmet just kind of got destroyed by all this.
My ears and now my eyes.
My helmet just caved in. Just what the fuck is going on?
Okay, we're back on the topic of Raylo, but there's hopefully no more erotic imagery. Okay, here we go.
Why was there erotic imagery in the first place?
Gentleman really works. Anyway, I get weirdly emotional at General Pride's death scene. I don't know. He just has so much pride. Okay, this is
oh my god.
Okay.
I think he stopped trying after about 20 seconds. I don't know.
Like General Pride. Who cared about General Pride? Honestly, who?
Nobody.
Please tell me. If anyone cared about General Hyde, like I will eat my fucking flex tape.
Nobody cared about General White Pride.
Ooh.
The only thing I like about Pride is the fact that he's Richard E. Grant, one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, and he's not a complete idiot. He's not horrible.
And he shoots Hux in the chest.
For no reason. For no reason.
Which is exactly what I would do, so I get it.
You didn't explain he knew it was him.
I relate to General Pride.
He did it. What if they're like, how did you know he was the mole? And he goes, mole?
It's like, what? Yeah, I just shot him. Wait, what? Supposed to shoot him?
I just didn't like his stupid face.
Like, just why? Now, as for these ending celebration scenes, although Return of the Jedi might have done it better, and we were probably expecting to see entire planets partying, getting wasted, looking at holograms of what happened, watching the news or whatever, I think they were going for a more personal and intimate type of celebration. Just a light party, literally two Ewoks, more of a private event. And then there's this moment.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, honestly.
Work for so.
The context. Again, I've mentioned this before. I've even stated this in the last stream. This is so out of context because he's supposed to be her father, but because that's not set up in the film and not explained, it honestly looks like he's flirting with her.
I never even thought about it that way.
I just wanted to say, you want to have a Colt 45?
Yeah. You want to have a Colt 45, you old pirate? That's my Falcon.
Probably.
Social services. According to the Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary, Lando had an infant daughter that was abducted by the First Order. Oh, don't fucking tell me. Do I even need to ask? Okay, I'm just gonna ask.
This was
why.
This was originally in the script.
This poor actress, she was seriously underused, and this is the best they could come up with. But after all is said and done, this final scene just saves the day.
Of course it does. Of course it does, Maj0r Lee. Why wouldn't it?
He's addicted to the member berries. He's addicted to the member berries. It's insane.
Actually get a shot of Rey flying to Tatooine, unlike that Octo mess. She gives Luke and Leia a proper funeral, burying their sabers in the same place that Luke's aunt and uncle and Anakin's mother are buried.
Yeah, she's using the Force bury technique.
Oh, that's depressing.
She does this in an extremely cool way. Luke and Leia appear.
Extremely cool. Force bury is so cool. It's sand, but with your brain. Okay.
Oh, it's so morbid.
In an extremely cool way. And Rey taking the Skywalker name is totally the perfect line to end this trilogy on.
Why?
It just is.
It just
There
is.
you go. Of course. Got it.
Just
doesn't
is.
need any
Do you see
kind
why I
of
didn't want to do
reasoning.
this yesterday? This is just
Just
It's
is.
hilarious.
It is amazing. It is
It's
so
good.
hilarious how
It's
long he
good.
is.
This is bad. I don't know about this. Wait, my brain is working. I better turn that off right now.
oh no, it's working. Shut it off.
Yeah. She stole his name, even though she barely interacted with him and didn't have any like emotional connection to him. Not really.
Let's say Rey Palpatine. That would just be inadvisable. And her being adopted by
Why would it be inadvisable? Why would it be bad? I stopped the evil empire. I'm now the good Palpatine. What's wrong with that? I think everyone would want to know what happened. And you say, listen, my supposed grandfather, estranged, was about to destroy the galaxy. I killed him.
Also, the original trilogy is practically passed on into legend, except the bits that haven't, like Han Solo.
Yeah, there's another Skywalker that saved the day. It's like, oh, I guess the Skywalkers are our heroes. I guess third time's a charm. They'll come back and save the galaxy again. Even though she's a Jedi and can't have kids.
Well, no, I assume, that maybe they could. It's not exactly like the stringent rules of the prequel Jedi are still there. In fact, in Legends, like Luke ended up having like a whole family and everything. Where he didn't end up. Yeah, he didn't end up living in like a fucking hut on his own. He ended up actually having a wife and kids, and they were happily married. And they actually did something with their lives.
Something nice to read about.
Yeah.
Skywalker Ghost is a great homage to the end of Revenge of the Sith and Return of the Jedi.
Why?
Where Luke is first adopted by his aunt and uncle, and then happily ever after with some new ghost guides.
What?
The Reylos were, of course, mad that little Ben Solo's ghost didn't show up for the party at the end here. You know what? Here's a better ending for you guys.
Doesn't get to be a
Tell me what you
ghost.
think of this. Palpatine tells Rey and Kylo that they're a dyad, starts slurping up their power. They can't fight him. All the Jedi try to help Rey, but they're not enough. And then Poe comes in on an X-Wing and just bombs the shit out of him. Rey and Kylo both die, and now you can't complain that she's going to meet another man. Boom, problem solved. All in all.
Yeah, kill them all. Kill them all.
I don't know. Let's bomb everything.
What if
Major
Jar Jar showed up?
Would it make more sense though? Let's have more characters. Let's then bomb stuff up. It's like, okay, yeah, that's what you do in a war, I guess. Makes some sense.
It's all
better
the
than
logic.
it's better than Palpatine dying and all of his ships exploding.
This film takes you on a sufficient amount of adventuring. It has a
It's a sufficient what? It's a sufficient amount of adventuring. What is an insufficient amount of adventuring?
Error, insufficient adventure.
You're not traveling well enough. You have to travel properly. Oh boy, we need enough plot points. We need 5. Okay.
forest, another forest, a desert, a snow planet.
Oh, now he's counting the locations. That's great. Didn't Didn't AT&T chat count the number of shots in a frame?
Yeah.
Yes.
And thought that was a good thing. They had
Mhm.
38 shots.
Yeah.
The fight scene
Oh,
was so
shot,
good.
reverse shot, close-up shot, medium shot, long shot.
Panning shot, dolly shot. Oh my god. Zoom in.
Oh god, they didn't do it, did they? Oh my, I think they used a long medium shot.
Oh.
These people.
Let's count the settings, Lee. I'm sure that amounts to something here.
A Star Destroyer, an island, a satanic tomb, another desert. And although it has a pretty wide array of pacing problems, paper-thin plotting, and Palpatine...
Pacing problems, plots. Yeah. Who needs that?
Who would have
Right?
thought? Just
Who'd have thunk it?
gosh. Oh,
You get to go to so many locations.
A desert. Another desert.
Oh.
A desert. A desert.
Oh my
insane.
god.
beautiful.
Maybe they'll talk about
Related
sand.
characters. The film is simply very effective at being emotionally satisfying.
Why? How? Where? When? Who?
No.
How is it emotionally satisfying? Just because there's locations? Because it has
If
this
that-
guy?
if that-
He's
if
really
that's
emotionally
so
satisfying. He really cares he wants to be there. Mr. Ford.
If locations made a good movie made, Transformers would be the apex of cinema.
Can I ask a philosophical question? Is boredom an emotion? Because if
Yes.
so, then it's very fulfilling.
Yes, this is true. I felt numb. So that would be the opposite of it. It would be like nothing. It would be like a void of feeling.
Yeah.
It fulfilled my desire to feel emptiness and depression in regards to Star Wars.
I was angry watching this. I was legitimately angry. Even watching Maj0r with like his drawing over it with his amazing voice, and his intelligent commentary, I was so angry. And so was my girlfriend, my brother the leaks. She was having a brain aneurysm from rage.
My girlfriend, before we watched it, she was like, "Oh, I'm excited to see the Star Wars." And then afterwards, my ex-girlfriend was like, "I never want to see you again."
Thanks, JJ Abrams.
When I read the leak,
Well,
when I read the leaks to my girlfriend, and I asked I asked my girlfriend after I read her the leaks, what would you have done if I had told you I made this up? She said, I would reach through the screen and I would strangle you with your own headphones.
Well, you deserve it.
Okay, oh, my
It would be the most amazing troll in history.
as I mentioned before, my now ex but girlfriend at the time went to. This happened every time there was the Star Wars film out. So Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and the Rise of Skywalker. She said, "Oh my god, these films are absolutely amazing!" And it's the trailers. So she said, "Oh my god, these trailers make these films like they're amazing. These are going to be amazing films." And she got really hyped, and then she ended up watching them. And then after she watched The Force Awakens, she was like, "Oh, this is a great film." And then time went on a little bit later, and she said, "Oh, actually, no, it's a crap film." And then the trailer for The Last Jedi came out. She said, "Oh my god, this is going to be amazing." She watched it. She absolutely loved it. A little time went on later. It's like, "Oh, well, actually, this is actually crap." And then she got excited for The Rise of Skywalker again with the trailer. And then after the trailer, fucking, she saw the movie. She, for the first time, she immediately went, "Oh, that's shit."
You know, so it reminds me, it's like the sequel trilogy is like a bad tattoo. Like you're like, "Oh, it's gonna be so great," and then you look at it, and it looks like the faces are all bent and like the symmetry's missing.
What from the trailers makes it look like it's going to be good? The trailers were terrible. It's like, how the hell does this all mash together? It's all nonsensical. And that's exactly what my reaction was. Well, first, I didn't like The Force Awakens because I was a bit butthurt about Disney buying Star Wars. I'll admit that. I was biased, but it was still a terrible film. And then it went on to The Last Jedi. I was like, this is going to be a terrible film. Look at the trailers. And I said, oh no, it's going to be a great film. It's like, ends up being a terrible fucking film. And then comes Rise of Skywalker again. I said it was going to be shit. People said it wasn't. And turns out I was right. Again.
I didn't think that Disney was completely creatively bankrupt until Star Wars. That was the moment. Like, I knew Pixar was kind of out of interesting ideas, but like, I didn't think that they could botch something such an easy win. And ever since then, I realized, well, they don't really have anything going on for them. At this point, it's like embarrassing.
Yeah, it's sad.
Breaks your heart multiple times. Mainly how crushing it is to find out Rey is a Palpatine. I felt like Rey.
It breaks my heart that she's a Palpatine. Why?
It's not crushing at all.
Because she's not the good guy anymore. She's actually the bad guy, but that's just the way that she was born. So she's not really a bad guy, but she could be.
He just says these statements with no explanation, and it's just this bizarre logic that just A is B because I said so. Like, well, okay. X is Y. Like, well, sure.
Sure, it makes sense to
this
him.
Movie for the first time, like I was living in her nightmare. But I actually learned.
What nightmare? She doesn't seem to care that much.
Why would she?
She doesn't even know them.
She doesn't have any
Like, she doesn't know
connection to
Palpatine. She was like born after he died.
She's not scared of anything.
She doesn't even know who Palpatine is.
The most we saw her scared or frightened was in episode 7 when she had that crazy force vision. Then she screamed when she got force pushed by Kylo Ren. In episode 8, she felt really alone because she couldn't figure out where she came from, or she came from nothing. That's about as.
She's cheering that she got a triple kill.
Yeah, after that, she's really happy. I
guess she's bipolar or something. That might explain.
She's
things.
whatever the action scene requires her to be. Oh, the hero character is getting attacked. Oh, she's going to grit her teeth. Okay. Oh, she's jumping across a chasm. Oh, she's excited. All right, great. Like,
yeah.
With this, it's like, oh, it's a big bad guy, I guess.
She's just consistently like a precocious female that is intrepid and can't be stopped and has boundless enthusiasm and energy, but sometimes she gets off track. It's like she's the most every woman character of this type of personality, I feel like. You know, it's like the ultimate group author insert.
It's hard to say exactly what she is anymore because in the last movie, she's just so empty, and she could be scared. She might be. She's been training for doing something.
To like that about the film.
Just like who died, we'll never know.
Takes you to the very edge of sanity.
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's referencing the first video I was on. Remember the who? What was it like? Why they killed him and who died?
Oh dear, Wit and Folly. She released a new video.
Yeah, I told you yesterday. It's on The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I watched a bit of it. It's okay. It's actually not bad. It's just bizarre as usual, but not as bad as I would thought.
Oh, I'm looking forward to covering that one.
I don't know if we're gonna do that. It's kind of silly. It's kind of like, whatever.
It's not abysmally horrible.
No, but she talks about the fact that the guy who did it or who created the Mandalorian really liked the hero's journey. And if you say anything journey or hero, she flips her mind and she goes crazy. So she has to make a video about it. And she goes absolutely bonkers.
Journey,
like journey. Oh my god! I got to talk about sex and blood and women and men and like whoa.
What the? What's that about?
Wit and Folly is absolutely out of her mind. If you watch any of her videos,
she thinks that everything is related to a bodily function.
Yeah, everything's sex and romance.
It's very strange.
And she's totally a Raylo. Yeah, like completely. So
fascinating.
Well, that explains a lot then.
It explains much. She is, oh boy. I always wanted to talk to her, but I don't think it would go so well. So plus she blocked me on Twitter. So
I'll never meet your heroes.
Well, that'll make it more difficult.
Yeah, I think LiteratureDevil was a bit too harsh. Yeah, once you start talking about
Oh, God.
5 or 6 wombs in the last, we were like, oh dear. This is the sexiest scene of the Star Wars saga. It's like, what?
I gotta watch this. This sounds right up my alley.
Oh God.
No.
Oh God.
Yeah, you and me should cover it.
All right, I'm done to do that.
All right, let's keep going. We got 1 minute left.
What is the only thing that is worse and harder to deal with than Vader being your father? The Emperor being your clone.
Vader being your mother.
And although the twists were predictable, theorized for years, and leaked.
Let's reminisce on Luke and his reaction to finding out Vader was his dad, and then compare that to Rey's reaction to her grandfather being Palpatine.
Like,
you notice a bit of a
okay,
difference?
Yeah, so for one, like Luke's like, no, that's not true. That's impossible. And then like there's Rey is like,
It's like, yeah, right.
Right, Wait, yeah, so what? Mm-hmm. Who's this guy? Who's Palpatine?
Yeah, pretty much. We don't know exactly what's going through her head.
It's like Palpatine is your father. Who?
Who? Dialogue? What's that?
Where's the MacGuffin for me to get through this part?
She doesn't physically
it's
see
two
him.
lightsaber. Oh.
She doesn't physically see him until the end of the 3rd movie. And by that point, it's just, okay, he killed your parents that you didn't know. And he's your grandpa, too?
It's not exactly a legendary twist that's going to be remembered forever and ever and ever.
No.
Yeah, so real difference between those two things, Maj0r Lee. Just a bit.
Like, no one was in the cinema going, "What a twist!"
Whoa, I wasn't expecting to be like Luke. Like, yeah, thanks.
It's like, no, I am your grandpa.
It's like, what? Okay.
Like, you killed my grandpa.
Can you tell me about my parents?
Yeah, I killed them. It was probably a bad idea.
I've still got my fucked up clone trooper
That
helmet.
would have been something. That would have been what happened to my parents? Like, she didn't ask. Like, how did you know my mom and my dad?
No interest. No interest at all. And then her vision in the caverns or whatever in the Last Jedi, nothing there.
Yep.
Like no. That's what she's trying to figure out. Who am I? And then she's just a bunch of mirrors of herself. I'm like, wow, the most self-interested person of all time.
She's just so obsessed with her fucking parents. So why would she not ask about her parents?
Yeah.
It's like, well, who? Well, they were nobody. I was telling the truth. It's like, well, no, I still don't know who the fuck they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, one was the clone of fucking Palpatine. Yeah, that's not no one.
They sold the failed clone of Palpatine sold you for drinking money. Like, well, how did that work? It's kind of an interesting story.
Yeah.
Viewings, that stuff matters less and less because the movie isn't about big reveals anymore. It's about watching for the small moments and the little things that pop up and keep you wanting to come back to it.
So it's not about the big reveals. So we're at the end of a story and we want things to tie up and the reveals don't matter. Okay, that's interesting.
It's all about the details.
Yeah, I was like, you know how endings work there, Maj0r Lee? It's like, hey, let's have a murder mystery. Poirot's on the case. He's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Murderer.
And like every Star Wars film, this one is definitely packed with those moments. Star Wars will inherently be like that.
Yeah, movies have details. Wow, what a revelation there, Lee. Oh my God.
This is so dumb, right?
In a car scene, when they steer the wheel, that means the car is going to turn. That's a detail. Like, yeah, thanks. It's great.
Just like the prequels, there's far too many good ideas in the Rise of Skywalker to call.
No, that is not true. There are actually a bunch of really good ideas in the prequels.
Are there any good ideas in the sequels? Yeah, I don't think there are any good ideas.
No, there aren't. There aren't.
Explain one.
I think put Luke in the movie. That's a good idea. Put him at the end of the movie only.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea.
There are good ideas. They're just extremely poorly executed.
Yeah, it's like beyond poor execution. It's like broken, covered in rust.
If you have a painting and you light it on fire, that's a pretty bad idea to showcase a painting. So,
right.
I was thinking crapping on it and smearing the crap all over it.
Oh boy, yeah, that would
That's
be
a
worse.
little visceral there.
Yeah,
you know.
Just started eating garbage.
So anyways, it started blasting.
I started going garbage all over the ring. And then I started eating garbage.
I said, Luke, go get your Star Wars. Sorry.
Replica films, we're talking sequels. We're talking that the sequels are basically eating garbage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. And now I'm going to leave you with this image of the Yoda puppet being built, which is the most horrifying thing I've ever seen.
Why is this horrifying?
It's just building.
He's weird.
It's literally just building. What? I don't know. I've seen it more horrific.
Okay. The benefits of living in your car. These are the videos he makes?
Films to watch while getting laid.
Is this serious? Is he joking?
Go to his channel and just list all the videos and just
I don't know, dude. I don't know if he's joking. Part of me wants to believe that he is, but I know people that are on this like this unironically, so I can't tell. The internet's a crazy place, man.
The top 10 films to watch. I don't know what sounds stupider. The top 10 films to watch while getting laid, or the benefits of living in your car.
I'll tell you what's stupid. I'll tell you what's stupid is thinking that Maj0r Lee should be the guy to pick which movies get you laid. Because he's got The Last Jedi, he's got Coco, he's got like a family movie and one of the most unsexy movies of all time. Come on, man.
Oh God, no.
okay. All right. What did we learn today, class?
Don't trust Maj0r Lee on what film you should watch to get
cocaine
laid.
is not for you. Okay.
Cocaine is not for you.
Don't do drugs, kids. They rot your mind and turn you into Maj0r Lee.
Or do enough drugs so that you become Maj0r Lee.
The thing is, so you could make an entire "Don't Do Drugs" ad campaign just based on Maj0r Lee. It's like, if you do drugs, you'll be this. This is your life on fucking thing. It's Maj0r Lee.
So anyway, everything was cool except for the stuff that really sucked and I didn't like it, but you know what? I still loved it. And this movie's already old already, so I don't think we should talk about it that much longer. But it was really satisfying, and it's all about the little details, not the large things. It's just about the little things that you'll go back and watch again and again. That's what I learned.
Replica Films had a good point. My lesson is that eugenics have purpose.
Bring back the Russians. There we go.
I would love to see a debate on feminism between Movie Bob and Maj0r Lee.
Oh yeah!
Oh no!
And what's a woman's role in culture? That would be like my favorite debate of all time.
Oh dear.
Like an immovable object meets an unstoppable force.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, we get to talk about women? That's going to be the best debate ever.
Yeah,
God.
I think it's awesome that women are in the workplace, and then Movie Bob's like, yeah, but if you think that, it's because you're just like an uncultured swine. You shouldn't even be around.
Who should be euthanized?
Yeah, I love them. That's why I look at them, dude.
Mr. Greenskin brought up a very good point. Why he said that the last video you guys covered with him of The Last Jedi is amazing and you are all insane ended with why cannibalism is underrated and why should marry and why Daisy Ridley should marry me.
Yeah, I think these are jokes.
I'm serious in that I can't tell if he's actually legitimate or not. But he's really good at maintaining that character if he is. And that character is so unique. I don't know where he's getting it from. Like what's the reference for that? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything about that.
Yeah, Nick Brown, Man of Renown. A debate between Maj0r Lee and Brown Table would be amazing.
Yeah, so those ending screens are just jokes. There's no way he has anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have that many videos.
Clearly not.
11 years ago.
No,
yeah.
He should have videos like that though. That would make it.
Yeah, I would watch them.
I would watch the crap out of those videos.
Wow, his game review got 109,000 views.
Very nice. Good for him.
Yeah.
All that
May-
clickbait.
Oh gosh, that was a wild ride, baby.
Whew. Oh wow.
He loves them from Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson. Oh my god.
He's amazing, and you're just insane.
Yes, we are insane, and
Well,
apparently
I'm
Maj0r Lee is-
insane now, thanks to Maj0r Lee.
Yeah, my brain, my head hurts.
The organ formerly known as brain is protesting operations right now due to repeated stress in the work environment.
Well, guys, thanks for joining us this evening. We appreciate it. Been about 3 hours straight of the second half of Maj0r Lee's video. If any other suggestions, I'd be happy if you joined my Discord, leave them in the suggestions channel. And if they're great, we'll consider them. I'll post them to these guys. They tell me what they want to do. And that's that. That's how it works. So thanks and take it easy. Have a great night. Thanks, guys, for joining me. Wherever voicing the radio ran off to, thank you, sir. Lord Captain Dunn, Shineying, and of course Glib. I didn't know you were going to pop in, Glib, but always great to have you, sir.
Glad I could help.
Yeah, we needed the help. This was really bad. Oh my god.
We are glad to have you, buddy. You.
Did you enjoy the show?
Yeah,
Did
I'm
you
sorry.
enjoy having your brain mushed in by Maj0r Lee?
I'm sorry that I missed Clone Wars yesterday, and I'll catch up with you guys on that.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys soon and have yourself a great evening.
Alrighty then.